These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? They're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
No kissy until I get a wedding ring. My honey, my baby, don't put my love upon no shelf. She said don't hand me no lines and keep your hands to yourself.
These two grown men had never seen The Simpsons. It's America's barley basket.
Welcome to episode 100. Hey, hurrah, we did it. Success of America's Barley Basket. I am Nathan Folsabuk. Sitting next to me, physically, is Marlon Wells.
It's weirder every time. Hello, Nathan.
It's going to get to be a parody of itself. We have to enjoy these times. We are, yeah.
I think you should make it weirder.
I think I am doing a good job of keeping it uncomfortable.
Yeah,
eventually it's going to be laughing at it. Like, look at him try.
Let me tell you, you're doing a good job of keeping it uncomfortable.
Each time I push the chair back a quarter of an inch,
yeah,
eventually I'll be in the kitchen.
I'm seeing a little more groin every time.
Yeah, it's pulling my shirt up. Oh, baby's been bad.
Like it gets to where it's barely a word anymore.
I like where it's more exhale than noise. Like,
it's not even words, it's just noise.
But I do it for you, the listener.
I thought it was for me.
I mean, I want if you get something out of it good, I want there to be some tension when we start this. I want you to feel uncomfortable, a little scared.
They're like, oh
confused.
no, it's an even numbered one, and they're like girding their loins when they're listening. Yep. I'm with you. I feel you. I get what you're getting at.
There we go. And you know, some podcasts, you know what they do when they hit a milestone episode?
What's that?
Pat themselves on the fucking back.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to bask in their accomplishments.
Yeah.
You know what we did? We went back to the lab. We went back to work. We watched 5 new episodes of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
There's no we're not putting tiaras on our heads till after the podcast.
Nope. Ain't no victory lap here.
Nope.
Nope.
That's what you get from us. Midwest Protestant work ethic. That's what you get. We're just back in the. Do we want to watch 5? I haven't wanted to watch The Simpsons in 14 months, but I do it every month. Yeah. Every week.
Here we are. Every month. You just bang these all out.
I just fucking Clockwork Orange and quick in my bedroom. Have my in-home nurse put drops in my eyes.
More Simpsons, Nathan? Yes, I have to. The people demand it.
11 hours straight.
What'll they say in Columbus if I don't talk about the Simpsons?
Without Columbus, we're nothing. More eye drops, Matilda.
Oh, shit. Yep, we're here. We did it. 100 straight weeks of this bullshit.
Yeah. Still out there.
Yeah.
You know, so many other Simpsons podcasts have folded.
Yeah, but not ours.
It's like how there used to be all these different rip-offs of Mad Magazine, but they just outlived them all.
Yeah. Yep. There used to be all those different pita restaurants, and now there's one.
You're right. I was noticing that all the pita joints that popped up circa 2005 have all been shuttered.
Pita joints in Fargo were like fucking herpes. Like one opened and did well, and suddenly there were a dozen of them.
I went to one, and I ordered €1, and they put fucking guacamole instead of tzatziki sauce on it.
Oh.
And the look of disgust. I remember I had a gift card. It's the only reason I went. I won a gift card for it. And I was like, Richard Grieco, I believe is the actor, and Freddie got fingered. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? What, do you expect me to eat this? Like an asshole? When he doesn't have enough cheese on his cheese sandwich.
Yep.
Not enough cheese on my cheese sandwich. You fucking put guacamole in €1. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like, why are you even touching food? You shouldn't be, you should be cleaning. Like,
and like, those are pretty tough sauces to mix up.
Oh my God. One is like liquid. One is a paste, right? Colors, not even close.
Way different. Hey, yes, I could step in for you and your color blindness.
Yeah,
yes, they are.
I'm just going to say, is it just me? One's pretty white.
Yeah, like pita joints in 2005, they popped up fucking everywhere because that's how Fargo does it. Fargo does, because you know what? As soon as the pitas start to subside, then there was a fucking sushi joint in every fucking strip mall up here.
We went from no sushi to 8 sushi.
And then after sushi, it was Froyo. Then it was all the frozen yogurt places where, like we talked about a couple weeks ago, getting the bowl and putting fucking gummy bears and shit in there.
Cough drops.
Yep, cough drops. Fucking fisherman. Not even fun cough drops,
Fisherman's
but like
friend.
Fisherman's friend cough drops.
Ricola, so it's got a little bit of a kick to it. 70% menthol. I'm getting a fucking buzz right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how Fargo does it. Like, oh, the one works, then certainly a dozen will work, and then they all go out of business.
I went to a Mediterranean buffet about a week ago in the Twin Cities. I ate 4 pounds of lamb meat, I bet.
Yeah?
It was very decadent.
You
very
ate a
good.
whole lamb?
I ate a whole lamb. And then I had to drive 4 hours after.
Oh, how'd that go?
Too much lamb meat.
A lot of lamb farts?
Eating at 11:30 a.m. That was far too much lamb.
That's too much lamb too early.
Yeah. Lamb is a late afternoon, evening food.
Yeah, lamb's an evening food. That's...
Oh, man.
I bet that was good. Was it good?
Oh, yeah.
I'll
very
bet.
good. Yeah. It was one of those things that was so exotic for my limited palate. I didn't know what a lot of it was. It's like, is this okay? Does this go together? Am I going to get teased? Can I put this ointment with this oozy shit? It all looks kind of good. Oh, dipping shit when it shouldn't be dipped. Like, oh, no.
Well, I recognize olives. I'll have a bunch of those.
I'm a person that likes to eat foods that I didn't like, especially as a kid, and I try them every year. Oh, still don't like that. I've learned to tolerate black olives.
Oh, yeah? I've always liked black olives and still do, but like I'm a green olive boy.
Oh, I can't fucks with green olives.
Oh man, I'll stand in my kitchen and eat a jar of green olives.
I have friends that are like that. Like just house a can of olives while watching a baseball game.
Oh, absolutely.
An affront to God.
Oh man. Or like you then you go up from there. Now you're getting weird fucking manzanilla olives or whatever those are called.
Oh, interesting.
Kind of greenish purplish color, still got the pit in them and shit. Oh, this one's stuffed with feta cheese. Put that in my stupid face too. Yeah. Like I love olives.
I hope I could someday unlock the riddle of olives and enjoy them all.
Olive riddle.
I got my finger in right now. I'm kind of squirreling around in there right now, trying to find the honey hole. Gonna open it wide up. I'm gonna be olive boy.
I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you to hit the fucking olive honey hole.
I didn't like that hand gesture myself.
Neither did I.
Yeah, that was.
Nope. Got a raging erection right now.
It's crawling up inside.
Yeah. Scampering.
What's that thing that you screw into a bolt after you snap the top off to get it out? That's what you're going to have to do to yourself in the bathroom.
Screw extractor, whatever that's called. Jesus Christ.
That's in deep. Can't even get in there with a needle nose.
Trying to lure it out with honey and a flashlight like it's a tapeworm.
Yeah. Who do you even call for forceps of that length? Doing all that in a public bathroom.
I'm up to the handle on this needle nose.
Oh, God.
Come on, buddy.
I think I'm hitting tailbone. That can't be good for me.
Oh,
Come on, buddy.
I'm going to be sterile for sure.
All of this at a Lowe's men's room at like 11 a.m. Like, come on, man, it's date night.
I'm going to try my damnedest to take these pliers back, but
You ain't got to work, but I got to be able to present you.
I need you just for decorative purposes, if nothing else.
She needs to know I'm a real boy. Why did he shut the stall door?
Sir, you need help in there? Just try to get the arm out of the sleeve, buddy. Give me a minute.
Mondays, am I right?
Sir, it is 2 p.m.
Fun, though.
Good times. Episode 100. This is the promise that we made to you, and we're still delivering, baby.
Our death cult promise. We either murder, suicide, this whole apartment complex, or we get to the end of the show.
This Simpsons podcast on paper only.
Yeah. For tax purposes only.
Yeah, I have to call it a Simpsons podcast. Otherwise, my tax person really gives me hell. We are in season 23. We kicked that off last week, so let's continue it with episode 6, The Book Job. I'm just going to say right up top, I liked this episode a fucking lot.
Oh, interesting.
Yep, liked it.
It's probably my second favorite of the batch.
Okay, sure. we're at the arena for an event called Sitting with Dinosaurs, which is a take on Walking with Dinosaurs.
Yep.
So, one of those things that I was too old for, so never got to experience, but was jealous of the younger kids because they got to.
My note was 9-year-old me would have shit in my pants.
Oh,
I would have
absolutely. Out of
loved it.
joy.
Yeah.
Yep. Just having a joy dump right there in the stadium.
Every kid has their phases they go through, and there's different choices. You can have a weird ninja phase. You could be this phase. I had a strong dinosaur phase.
Yeah.
Fucking loved reading about dinosaurs, looking at pictures of dinosaurs. Loved that shit.
Why is dinosaur such a, like, what I think of anyway, like a universal boys thing?
I wonder. Yeah. Like,
I would assume everyone thinks dinosaurs are cool.
yeah, you think that's some patriarchal shit where they shoo girls away from big scary.
Yeah.
Or is it just are they
anything
gross? Are
science-related.
they loud and gross and stink?
Yeah,
maybe
that could be.
Like,
That could be.
gross like horses. Horses stink. Well, they're not gross. Horses are kind of fucking. They can be dolled up. They got combable hair. If you could comb a goddamn Allosaurus's hair, girls would love. 8-year-old girls love. The Black Beauty would be about a fucking pterodactyl.
Beauty's about a velociraptor that they have to put down at the end of the book.
Where are we gonna find a gun?
Yeah, dinosaurs are still rad. I'll never grow out of dinosaurs or professional wrestling or 40-ounce malt liquors. Not
I wonder.
ever.
The patience of my mom, she's busy cooking dinner, and I am rattling off fucking Triceratops. Well, actually, Mom, if it has 5 horns, blah, 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 blah. It's a Terra's, blah, 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 if it has no horns. Some of them don't even have horns, Mom. Isn't that fun? Like she got a fucking mortgage to make. She's got fucking a 2-year-old that he's taking. I'm just screaming dinosaur. You don't need that.
I got you a brontosaurus, honey. Ma, that's a plesiosaur.
Yeah. Plesiosaur, one of my favorite dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah?
Big underwater one with the long neck and the sharp,
the
needly
big
teeth.
Flippers.
Yeah.
Yep.
That seemed pretty rad. I was all, as every kid was, I was all about the crazy ass fucking predator ones.
Sure.
It's like, how is this real?
I like the weird dome-headed one, the Friar Tuck,
the crack
headbutt ones.
They figured it was for like male
Yep.
breeding time. We cracked their heads together like deer hit their antlers together.
Like
Yep.
those. Stegosaurus is an MVP always. Triceratops MVP.
The one with the giant fan on the back, kind of like a Stegosaurus, almost same body type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except it was all connected. It wasn't plates.
Yeah.
Looked like a fish.
Fish skin. Yep. The one its whole spine. Yeah.
Yep.
This is dinosaur talk.
The weird, fuck it. The weird low to the ground wide stance one with the club on the end of his tail.
With all the armor on
weird
top of him.
wrecking ball thing.
Children design this. It's like a video game. It's like all this random shit.
Dinosaurs are rad.
Then there's like shit like brontosauruses that are just big.
Yeah.
It's like you can't fuck with
Which
them.
is also cool.
Yeah. They're too big to fucks with.
Look at this thing. It's fucking 60 feet tall. What are you going to do?
The dinosaurs are cool.
Dinosaurs are fucking cool.
So cool.
Tune in for our new dinosaur podcast where we review all of the Land Before Time films.
Yeah.
That'd be a fucking undertaking because, like, only the first one went to theaters, but after that, I bet they made 24 of those
No
fucking
shit.
things.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm the right age for that first one. Never saw it.
I saw it. That might be the first movie I ever saw in a theater.
No shit.
It's either that or Little Mermaid. I don't remember which, but in Mott, North Dakota.
That theater still exists, you figure?
There's no way. I hope so.
Yep.
But I'd be stunned.
Yeah. Every once in a while, these towns will surprise us, these comedy towns we go through.
And that was a 2-screener.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Mm-hmm. So if you had to guess now, how far would you have to drive in your hometown to go see a movie? There's gotta be
Bismarck,
No, gotta be nothing in between there.
No.
Really, nothing to the west or south or east. Well, the east is the river eventually, but
No, like you'd have to go to Bismarck.
no shit.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. I mean, because like Bismarck's closer than like Hettinger, probably. Like
Yeah. And Bismarck's probably an hour from the town, hour and a half from the ranch. So it was a hike. It was always a treat to go to a movie.
And back when you were a kid, was there any other small town options outside of Mott, or was that was it? Huh?
That was the closest movie theater. Was in Mott.
Shit. Yeah. God, man.
Mott don't have a movie theater?
Fuck yeah. It was on the ropes a couple years ago, but it's back, baby.
Ah, nice. I love seeing it. When we go to these small towns and tell jokes, I love seeing a still functioning theater.
One of my biggest bummers is usually those movies are playing the same time we're telling jokes, so we can't go. I want to go
It's a
inside.
small town. It doesn't start till 8. It's like, well, we're going to be telling jokes. I can't go see Sonic 2 in the middle of nowhere because I got jokes to tell.
Yeah. And get their ludicrously priced popcorn. Like, this is cheaper than gas station popcorn. My grandmother used to go to the bottom of the theater, buy popcorn, and leave.
I have friends do that here in town.
No shit.
Yeah.
At those inflated prices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like go in on a Tuesday when it's $5 matinees and walk out with fucking 4 buckets of popcorn and go home.
God, it's fucking good popcorn.
Yeah, ain't no way around it.
It's just fucking corn kernels. How come the outside world, like, what secret do they have?
Yeah, let's set more of our food on fire and see if it does something cool. Unlike you or I, most of these kids are fucking terrified of the dinosaurs at this place. Fucking Milhouse holding that Barney the dinosaur toy going, these are dinosaurs sing, and he goes running off. And fucking Ralphie, I want to go back in mommy.
Oh, my God.
Tries crawling up his mom's dress. Jesus Christ. Some of the people do stay. Not all the kids go fucking running. The Simpsons among them. And afterwards, there's, photo ops and autographs and all that kind of thing. And Lisa sees one of the dinosaurs without its head off, or with its head off, and recognizes the person underneath there, goes, chases her down back into the dressing room, and turns out it is T.R. Francis, the author of the Angelica Buttons books.
There is an insane, quick fucking gag during that chase scene. You remember? It's because Lisa gets Homer in on it.
I bet I know what you're gonna.
And they're running, and they run by a door, and it's just 3 dinosaurs smoking cigarettes.
Yep,
that's a fucking Far Side comic strip.
Yeah, it is.
God, right when I think they're done giving comic strip fucking jokes, every once in a while they throw me a bone. Like, that's a deep fucking cut. Like,
every once in a while they get one just for you.
Yeah, the Simpsons knew I was going to do this podcast fucking 20 years ago.
Yeah, dinosaurs smoking in the break room is a Far Side.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, Far Side was the king of being clipped out and hung in someone's cubicle.
Yep,
Isn't
absolutely.
this fun?
Or a fridge.
Yep, yeah, a break room fridge.
Yeah. I always like when this Angelica Button, their fake Harry Potter pops up. And it's been a while. Yeah. But it pops up at every handful of seasons that, that's the thing Lisa's super into.
I was shocked that they did this, thinking maybe down the road, maybe they want to do a Angelica Buttons with the author being a part of the storyline.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like the creative force behind it. But they cast their die. You got to give them credit for making a bold choice.
And they did here, because Lisa's like, oh, I can't believe it's you. And she's all excited, and she's fucking rattling off all these like fun facts from the book that she wants to ask her about. And, getting real in the fucking weeds. And T.R. Francis has to explain to her that, listen, I'm just the actress that they hired for the jacket photo. For the back of the book. I didn't write this. This shit is developed in boardrooms and cranked out by lit majors who just want a fucking job and sold
5
to
different
kids.
people or something like that she mentions.
Yeah. So Lisa is pretty bummed because like teen lit publishing is just straight up a sweatshop racket.
Can you think of any other major authors where this is the case? Where I think James Patterson, some of his like reoccurring novel characters are written, like if you look at the fine print, it's like a story not influenced by, but like James Patterson's name is still the big one.
Yeah,
but he's not the author. I think maybe Agatha Christie was that way too. Like there's a million people writing books under her name, but like anyone else? Like
no idea. I didn't know about those two.
Like Stephen King, I know writes all his own shit.
Yeah, writes his own. Like so much so that he had to make up another fucking name to write under. It's like, Jesus, Stephen,
calm down.
What are you doing? It's not a contest.
Homie puts out content.
Homie did cocaine and had words to get out.
Yeah, did not remember writing Cujo. He was so fucked up and drunk.
Didn't remember directing Maximum Overdrive.
He was
so much cocaine.
Fucking high on Maximum Overdrive, which makes sense when you watch the movie.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking good movie. I like that movie. And I like Cujo the book. I can't believe he doesn't remember writing it.
It's a bummer. He talks about that. He's like, I wish I did. I hear it's good.
It is. Yeah. It's very good. One of my favorites of his.
I bet maybe it's more common in like the big. Do you think maybe like is R.L. Stein just like a thing?
Is R.L. Stein 24 people?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of. Like, and maybe it's a thing where like you start off doing it, but holy shit, this is sick. Oh, Garfield. I'm pretty sure Jim Davis doesn't write every Garfield. He hasn't for
Jim
25
Davis
years.
hasn't for years. Yeah. It's been a long time.
Yeah, like so. I'm wondering if that's like with youth lit. Like, did Matt Christopher write all of those sports books? Maybe not. Maybe fucking eventually he has to run the business. Maybe he run every once in a while he'll write one, but he hires other people to keep cranking them out.
Yeah, that's I can see it. You know, I'm sure it happens. Homer pretty into this whole thing because he's like, well, that sounds like a fucking great way to scam people and make money.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do that. We can do one on our own. And then we get into this fucking heist movie shit, which I loved. Yeah. I love this.
I do find it funny that they're really leaning hard into the Italian Job.
Yeah.
I don't think the Italian Job is the kind of movie that's going to like be known like as the years go on. I don't think because it wasn't a major hit.
Right.
And it's not like it spawned a franchise. It's not a critical darling, but like, I mean, I got it.
The
I think
original is certainly better.
Yeah.
With Michael Caine.
Yeah. From like late 60s, early 70s?
Early 70s, probably.
Yeah. Like, but I got the reference. So, hey.
Yeah.
And also it could just be, this is just like this kind of heist movie tropes.
That's the thing. Like, you can say heist movie, and no matter which one you think of, it's always this.
What were the big ones probably 15, 20 years ago?
Ocean's 11.
There we go, yeah.
And 12 and 13.
Yeah.
But, like, what's funny is that they're doing this in 2011. Rick and Morty did one, I think, last season,
really?
a heist episode. And it was all this same shit playing off on these tropes, the double crosses and the building the crew and all of that shit.
It's like, this is going to turn out like Kansas City, is it?
Yeah. That was a fun recurring thing. Yeah, so Homer goes and recruits everybody, and we get like fun title card placards for like building the crew and all that. A lot of good presentation in this.
Yeah.
Homer recruits Bart and Skinner, and I'm gonna say Patty. I still don't know which one is which.
Yeah, because they have a bunch of like it's because of their encyclopedic knowledge of young adult lit.
Yeah.
There's an insane book on the shelf. There's this whole batch of episodes. There's a ton of pause and get a laugh out of the shit in the background. If you look at the shelf behind Patty's head, there's a few. Oh, okay, that's clever. That's fun. But there's one that's all you can't see it all, but all you get to see is you're so not invited to my Wiccan naming ceremony. Just such a great name for a preteen girl book.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck! I laughed at that.
Yeah, that was very funny. So it ends up, all told, it's Homer, Bart, Skinner, Patty, Moe, and Frink is the heist crew. I like that they go there for Lenny, but he can't because he adopted a Pushkin monkey and he can't leave him during the bonding phase. That's adorable. Yeah. Also, Moe has written a series of successful children's books.
Yeah, that was good too.
That's fun. Lisa finds out what they're up to, like, oh, I can't believe you're going to do this. You're going to do this thing that I'm mad about, goddammit. And so she is going to write a book on her own and show them. Like, and mine will be even better than yours. I'm going to do it right, and it'll be even better. Yeah. And we're off and running. And the jokes of Lisa getting sidetracked the whole time, like sits down in front of an empty page on her computer and, oh, well, I got to get some music going, and goes over. And then it's her with her pile of CDs going, oh, these are all out of order. I got to alphabetize these.
Funny that 2011, a pile of CDs, while kind of dated, wasn't it absurd? Yeah,
not absurd. Yeah. But
if you did that now, you'd have to make a joke about it. Like,
yeah.
Why am I still listening to CDs?
Exactly. I love all this shit of her not being able to get...
Fucking writing's hard.
Yeah.
Starting a new big project is hard.
A blank page is the most terrifying fucking thing. Yep. Not a fan. So she keeps getting sidetracked. We get a lot of those gags. The gang, the crew, is getting together, and they decided they kind of figured out the formula for what makes it has to be an orphan, supernatural, a school, but supernatural, and like immediately they're like, well, vampires, and then they make a joke where they're like, oh, like all these, and they're in the bookstore,
and the protagonist has to be like the potential to be the most special of them all.
Exactly. The chosen one. So they're like, oh, we can't do vampires. What about trolls? And so they're going to make an orphan troll fantasy book.
Schools Under the Bridge.
Yeah, under the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then fucking Neil Gaiman is there, and he's in. I like, that's a good get, I feel like.
Yeah. I assume he's a big Simpsons fan, so because I bet they didn't cross their mind because he's not a young adult author.
No,
but he's an author of some renown, and he was fun, willing to get dunked on a lot.
He's a lot of fun in this episode, and I've noted that I have never once read anything he's written. I know he's so revered. Yeah. People are like, oh my God, Neil Gaiman, and I've never read anything that he's written.
I own a paperback copy of American Gods. I've never read it. And then I have a smattering of Sandman comics from the 90s that I bought like in a discount rack. Oh, okay. I've always heard these are cool, they're not a good, read this, while you're sitting in the pickup at an auction sale, because it's like, what is going on? Like, there's just
too involved.
Two just floating heads talking about insane big picture fucking things like existence, like Spider-Man could just fight Scorpion, Is that what that guy's called? Is he called Scorpion?
What a fucking D-level villain to pick out of your hat.
One of my favorite things about Spider-Man are those D-level.
He's got a ton of them.
Rhino. Yeah, there's so many fun.
I like Rhino myself.
Yeah.
Even like before the movie, Vulture was one of those.
Yeah. Electro.
Mysterio also pretty D-list before the movie. Yeah. Both Vulture and Mysterio were ones where I was like, man, how are they going to fucking do this in the movie? And they figured it out. They did both of them great.
How did Sandman look in the movies? Because wasn't he a bad guy, one of the very early Spider-Mans?
He's one of the bad guys of Spider-Man 3. Yeah. And then shows back up in a later one.
Yeah.
And I always thought the sound effects looked good.
Did they? Okay.
And Thomas Hayden Church, is that guy's name from Wings?
Yeah.
He's a good guy to play him. Yeah. He certainly stuck out as one of the few good things about Spider-Man 3.
Who did Mickey Rourke play in an Iron Man movie? Who was that?
Whiplash.
And what was Whiplash's power?
He has whips.
And he can beat the most technologically advanced fucking piece of war machinery we've ever created as a human species.
Well, at least in the movies, it's kind of like the whips are like basically he kind of not steals but sort of rebuilds Iron Man's chest thing that powers everything, and so the whips are like electric.
Oh, so they got a little.
It's not just two Indiana Jones bullwhips.
Okay, that adds up a little bit better. Yeah. It's like, is he just like allergic to rawhide, or what's going on?
Yeah, he comes from an era of Marvel Comics where so many villains are really dumb and lame, especially Iron Man. Iron Man has a horrible rogues gallery of villains.
Yeah, he does compared to Spider-Man. Fuck yeah.
So many of those were written at a time where the villain's gimmick was, oh, I have that too, but I'm Russian. That's the real supervillain power is being Russian.
Yep. And that went along. They stretched that out for 30 years of comics. Yeah, there's some of that in the X-Men world too, like Omega Red. Yeah, he's kind of got his own unique thing a little bit, but yeah.
Oh, I have an Iron Man suit too, but I'm Russian, so it's Crimson Dynamo. Yeah. Like, oh, fucking eat my whole ass. Yeah. So I should apparently read some of Neil Gaiman's shit. I've heard that his run on Eternals, the reboot of Eternals back in 2008, is apparently pretty good.
Yeah, I think he seems like a talented cat.
Seems like it. Doesn't he have a book or a TED Talk or a something about writing that everybody swears by?
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, like Gary Goldman has the thing you should listen to about comedy. Like Gaiman has the one that you should about writing.
I just recently reread the Gary Goldman stand-up comedy.
I've never read it. I should.
Dude, it'll inspire you, and it'll fucking get like it's like a thing you got to read every couple months to get you fucking psyched about.
Yeah.
Yep. It's legit that good.
I fucking love being inspired.
He nailed it. I was like, fuck yeah, man, I could do it. I could do anything.
Gary Goldman's great.
I could dunk.
I mean, no.
Just watch.
But I like feeling like I could, so.
I tear both Achilles tendons dribbling towards the hoop. Sounds like 222 pistol shots.
Boy, imagine what your fucking life would be like recovering from
I
that.
would, at gunpoint, force them to put me in a medical coma.
Or put me down like a horse.
Right? One of the two. Yep. Jesus, just how do you wrap a fucking oven mitt around a hockey stick and wipe your ass with that? How are you doing anything? How do you
Brother, hockey sticks are expensive.
CNA wipe? That's why you're using shitty oven mitts. You just set it, fucking rip it off, and throw it out the fucking.
I mean, at that
hospital
point,
window.
you're just buying a bidet and calling it a day.
I mean, I think you're bedridden and a fucking CNA wipes your ass for you. Never breaking eye contact.
Yeah, maybe that's it. What was that last part?
They don't get paid enough, so they want to assert their dominance in other ways.
Okay, yeah.
Dirty boy.
I mean, whatever they got to do.
Big
to get
boys
through their
don't
day.
need this. They do it themselves. But you're a dirty boy. That's why I'm here, taking care of your buns.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I could stop and you could get poo-poo bottom. I don't want poo-poo bottom. What? I don't want poo-poo bottom, sir. Okay, thank you. Oh my God, I don't need that. That's why I don't try to dunk anymore.
The demeaning CNA. Oh God. So the crew is on fire. They're fucking writing. I like that they don't fucking use Neil Gaiman to write it all. They make him get lunch. That's his whole job.
Runs, yeah.
God damn it. We get a long montage here of them killing it and Lisa continuing to be stuck. When she's at the window, and she can't stop fiddling with the smudge on the window. And then she's got cleaner out. Yeah. And then the next time you see her, she's outside with a squeegee and she can't get the smudge off the window. Anything to not write.
That's why I have to leave my house if I want to get a lot of writing done.
Yeah.
Or it has to be late at night and I don't have to worry about waking anyone up.
It's and I differ that way.
Yep,
I can turn my shit off here. I don't
get zen.
Yeah, like I get less done if I go out and try to do it.
I can see it though. There's a lot of stimuli.
Yeah.
Things catching your eye, noises, shit like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty good about turn everything off. Usually, the thing that is like that really seals it for me when I need to get some writing done is just pick up this laptop and go to a different seat in the apartment, whether it's my desk or the counter or even just a different seat on the couch.
I just recently watched a man very aggressively remove a wedgie in public, and it was startling.
I was wondering where that sentence was going.
The lack of give a shit, that wedgie must have been ruining his fucking day, because he wasn't like he didn't look like a fucking mess. He had dress slacks on and dressed like kind of like a bloused out shirt. I don't know, 60-year-old man,
sure,
got a little bit of a gut on him. He just fucking like he was goosing himself, just fucking grabbed and just quick didn't go into the pants and push it around like I probably would have done if it was that bad of a wedgie. He just grabbed all the fabric near his asshole and just fucking parachuted it out quick. I don't even know if he probably gave himself a front wedgie doing that way, but he was so frustrated. But he wasn't fiddling with his ass after that, so I guess mission accomplished.
I think that man was trying something new, but had to get that plug out just then because
he just shakes a pant leg and a fucking Nerf football sized butt plug fucking works its way down.
With a big heart-shaped gem at the end.
Yeah, but no, a picture of his wife in the end. They got a good relationship.
God damn it, Belinda, I tried.
I'm really going to catch hell tonight.
Yeah, I know it's your birthday. He's got her on the phone.
I'm sorry. Belinda, I'm sorry, Mistress B. It doesn't work if you don't stay in character.
So the gang is done. They finished their book.
I hope someone is listening to this podcast and taking an ass whooping from the woman they love on a sexual project, like just some sub getting fucking bulldogged off the fucking kitchen countertop by their wife who's in full leather bondage. He's wearing a diaper, and they're listening to us. Oh, that would legit warm my heart.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my God,
that we're what they're listening to.
And they're like, that's kind of like us, right, hon? And she just, get your face in that dog food. Yes, Mr. Speed.
Enter you in the Columbus Kennel Club pretty soon here. You don't fucking shape up.
I'm sorry. I'm a dirty boy. Oh, good for them.
Oh. So the crew, they're done writing their book, whereas Lisa didn't even start because it's fucking hard. Real hard.
Yep.
They print out their manuscript in Lisa's room. Just a one last fuck you. They print it off in her room.
Yeah, she like drops her head in despair, and all the printed pages just pile on her. That's very good visual gig.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So they take their manuscript to a writing convention, a publisher's convention of some sort, publisher expo, whatever. And they take it up to pitch it to the person who runs the publishing company, Tweenlit, I think is the name of the publishing company. This man played by Andy Garcia. Speaking of Ocean's 11.
Yep.
It's fun. They pitch it to him, and he loves everything about it, except they need a fake author. The thing that started all this.
Yeah.
And they go downstairs. Well, we got to find somebody, and Lisa is super on board for it. She shows up just like looking just disheveled. There's like
defeated.
Yeah, there's like a dog writing a book, and she's like, "Are you kidding me?"
Give it like Paw Prince's autograph.
Yeah. She immediately on board, so they recruit Lisa. She's going to be the jacket photo gal, and they sell it for $1 million. A cool million is what's written on the check. So they're going to be fucking published authors. Lisa is like bummed that she sold out, and then they get an advance copy of the book, and the publishers changed everything. They turned the whole theme into vampires because vampires are hot and trolls didn't test well. And if you don't like it, fuck you. We gave you $1 million. We'll do with it what we want. And Neil Gaiman tells them, cause they get their cockles up. They're all fucking, can't believe they changed our book. That was our book, and now it's fucking vampires. This is dumb. And Neil Gaiman is just beaming, just like, you're feeling the pride of authorship.
I think it's Bart, who's kind of like the Steve Buscemi in Reservoir Dogs. Where he's like, you guys are getting your heart into this. Remember, you can't have any attachment to this.
The one rule is never fall in love with the book.
And then I think someone mentioned something gets replaced with something lame.
Yeah, it's like, remember the eternal battle of the trolls? Yeah, well, now it's a dance competition at the vampire prom.
Yeah, that's where Bart's like, okay,
fuck this, and he tears up the check. So they're going to go steal the book back. Now it's an actual heist movie. Lots of fun, them sneaking in, Skinner distracting the guards, a lot of like ski masks and tactical gear, a lot of fun, quick visuals. But they get busted way at the end. Andy Garcia's character busts them as they're about to. They have their original book on a flash drive, and they're going to plug that in and make them print that instead. Is the plan? But Garcia busts them because he's been tipped off because they got a rat in the crew. And tropes on top of tropes. And of course it's Lisa, and I love how she's so fucking like. I get to be an author. Like, they're going to let me write the sequel. So Lisa betrayed him. She gives Bart a hug. And then that's kind of the end of that scene. The guy puts in the password, and she puts in the flash drive, and the printer starts running, and it's over. But then they go to a bookstore the next day to see their book. Their version of their book is what's on the shelves, and it was like one last double cross. Let's show you how we did it. We do that even. Lisa had a third flash drive that actually had theirs, and she switched it with the other one. And then he put in the password, and she got him to print off the real book. And she says, I got the idea from every movie ever, which is fun. But one last fucking switcheroo. She opens the back flap where her photo should be, and it's fucking Neil Gaiman's photo. Because Neil Gaiman had another flash drive that he switched out so that he gets credit for writing the book, and he's lounging on the beaches of Shelbyville, having himself a little rest. And then the credits start, but then it goes right back to it again, and Mo creeps out of the bush and like pours each of them a drink and like, we did it. So like Mo was also shitty.
Yeah.
And he takes a big sip of his cocktail and goes, why aren't you drinking yours? And Gaiman's like, because I don't like the taste of poison. And then the credits roll.
Yeah.
Gaiman screwed over Moa also. This is a fucking good episode.
Yeah, this is fun.
I liked this one.
I didn't laugh a whole lot, but it was just a lot of fun. Like, I was very engaged.
All of that Lisa having trouble writing shit is so funny.
Yeah.
And like I love the whole make fun of heist tropes because they are obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a blast.
That was fun. That's a lot of these. I didn't laugh real hard at a lot of these episodes, but a handful of them are very fun.
I think a lot of these episodes are a lot of fun.
And speaking of episodes, we're up to episode 7.
What a segue, Nathan.
The man with blue flannel pants. Is that the boy with striped pajamas? Is that what that's supposed to be?
Oh, that wouldn't have occurred to me. But I also was wondering, like, I don't know that I know this one.
Yeah.
I also would not call Homer's pants flannel.
No.
There's no way those are flannel.
That's some kind of,
Do you think they're jeans or slacks?
Slacks.
You think they're slacks? Yep. I've always thought they were jeans.
I think they're slacks. I'm believing they're slacks. That seems like a kind of job that would have some kind of rules like that.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe I just think jeans because of how everyman he is.
Yeah.
And that's like a lighter shade of blue. That's closer to a blue jean.
Yeah. They're a peculiar pant.
Like, I would never fucking buy those slacks if I had that option.
You need a pair now.
Oh, man.
Jesus, those with a white, crispy polo. Yeah.
Ah, man.
Black shoes? Are black or brown shoes? Yeah.
I don't think I've ever noticed.
Yeah.
But probably brown if I were to guess.
Yeah. So this makes 2 episodes in a row now, this group. No intro.
None. Yep. Cold open.
Just burst right in.
It's too full of jokes.
Yeah. It's full of content. The episode jumps in right before Krusty's about to record the beginning of his show, go out to the audience, and we have we had an episode this Krusty centric in a long time.
Long time.
And talking's hard. Some suits show up to come tell Krusty that his vodka isn't selling, and it's shaped like his head. Which God, I got a kick out of that. Like
absolute Krusty.
Yeah, and he's talking about like we got to figure out a way. We got to figure out how to make it hip. We got to make it hip. And he says like something about the Krusty vodka. He's like, I'm all out of Krusty. I used it to kill the deer in my yard.
Yeah,
that was one of the harder laughs I've gotten.
It's very funny.
Yeah. So that's the thing. We need you to find out. We want you to find out is who in Springfield's like basically the influencer before that was a thing.
Yeah, like this. But at this time, with celebrity alcohols, get it at the right party was the thing.
Yep, good point. Good point.
Any celebrity liquors that you like?
Man,
that you've tried at least?
Yeah, I don't even know if I've ever tried anything.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty. First off, I don't drink much unless I'm out, so I don't buy things that seem interesting very often.
Oh, I've tried Dan Aykroyd's vodka. I don't care for it. The Rock's tequila is super fucking good.
No shit.
Yeah, especially at its price point. It's a $30 bottle that tastes like a $50 bottle.
Huh.
It's real good. Boy, off the top of my head, I think I don't know that it's presented as being his, but I think P. Diddy owns Ciroc, doesn't he? And I've had that.
Yeah. Yep. I've never had that. That's been around a while too.
Yeah.
So.
I've never had like Conor McGregor's whiskey. I can't imagine. I'm not a big Irish whiskey guy, so.
See, and I am, so I might actually enjoy that.
Yeah, maybe you find yourself a bottle of proper 12 and see if it's any good.
Give it a sip.
Sippin'.
So for some reason, they picked the Simpsons as the cool family to host a party to boost sales of the vodka.
Yeah.
And they put on a hell of a fucking shindig.
It's a party.
Things are really going, and everything is as good as a party at the Simpsons can be until fucking Mr. Burns shows up. And it's a buzzkill. Everyone's like, oh, fuck, Burns is here.
Yeah, kills the vibe.
And to give Homer credit, that dude figures out a way to turn it around. He's like, we got to get him singing. He himself goes to sing karaoke. The song he sings is insane. Like something about dirigibles or something like that. Like... I hope
It's on a beeswax cylinder.
Let me check, because it's the Apali guy.
Yeah.
Let me check my beeswax cylinders. And that's what it's on. But fucking Homer's there, and he just adds his Homer pizzazz, and fucking the night is a hit.
Saves the party.
Yep. And Burns is impressed enough that he fucking has Homer come to his office, and he becomes Mr. Burns. I think his title is account executive.
Yeah.
And the old one, Robert Marlowe, I think John Slattery is the name of the guy.
Okay.
One of those people is like, I don't know if he ever did anything before Mad Men, but he's a Mad Men guy.
This whole thing screams Mad Men. Like, I bet there's a ton of jokes I don't get because I never saw that show.
They've done this a handful of other times, and while I like this episode, sometimes they lean too hard into the thing they're trying to be. Yeah. And it's like, it's a little too much. Yeah. You're leaning too far into it.
This is one where it really felt like when Family Guy does one where like, oh, Peter's a fisherman in this episode. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost too much.
Yep. And the way that the theme of it kind of is Slattery, or no, that's the actor's name. Marlowe he's a good enough company man. Hey, I'm not going to let you go into this blind. I'm going to help you, show you the ropes and shit like that. Yeah. And they make a good team, because there's a good scene where it's like, oh, you can eat some bourbon for this. He just keeps pouring bourbon into his, and Homer just keeps just like, well, you're going to drink Kentucky out of bourbon at this rate. He's like, the governor sent me a letter. like it's already came up in his day-to-day life. That was a good gag. And one thing about it, it's multiple steps up for Homer. Yeah. Like, he was just fucking union man flipping gauges, flipping switches, looking at gauges. Now
he's living now.
Yep. So he's getting a taste of that fancy office life. Gets a corner office. That's always a thing people seem to like.
Yeah, I guess. Well, more windows, I think, is the thing.
Makes sense. Yep. And a lot of just whining and dining. Like the first task is trying to seduce Mayor Quimby into giving some tax breaks.
Maybe something like that, or try to sell him a new price hike on nuclear power, or something like that.
It's just a lot of taking him out and fancy schmoozing, get poured booze down his throat.
Holy shit! When they are at that football game, sitting up in that private booth, and Marlowe is just like, yeah, and if you get bored, you can change the score. And he just pulls out a TV remote and changes the score of the game.
Yeah, that was good.
That's very funny.
One night, Homer comes home. It'd been a long day of drinking martinis. He had promised Lisa a bedtime story, but he just was kind of worn down. But he's like, well, you promised. And he's like, Lisa, I've had 18 martinis. That's a frightening amount of martinis.
It's a horrible amount of martinis.
And just like, Bart can do it. Bart's like, Bart didn't go to bed. He's like, has jammies on. Like, what? And then he's like, we read a baby. Next thing you want me to kiss her. It's like, well, you can kiss her too. Like, what? No.
What? No, I'll read.
Yeah, like, okay, like that's not what I was asking for. So he very begrudgingly, just like you do, because I like Lisa. Okay, I'm gonna lie here. I'm gonna cuddle with Mr. Bun, whatever the bunny's name is. It was very, very funny. And you're gonna read chapter or wherever the clown
where the butterfly bookmark is.
How she was so prepared for story night.
I love how happy she is. She's very giddy. Like, oh, Bart's gonna read me a story.
And until she finds out Bart can't read worth a damn.
Holy shit, he's really stumbling on it.
He's like and he's really working. She's like, you can't read. I can read, but you can't read. Because like, I'll get a job. I don't need to read. Like, French fry maker. He's very stubborn about it. And then I think she kind of just like, I'm going to help you learn how to read. Yeah. I don't know. Does she have to coerce him, or is that just kind of the end of it?
I don't think she does. I don't think he puts up much of a fight. Not one that I remember anyway.
Yeah. So that's that. Now we have a B story. That's where that's going to come from. And so we cut back to Homer, and eventually, and you just saw it coming, but it was funny. Just like the kind of the visual and the music playing. You knew the job was going to get to be a grind. Yeah. All that drinking, all that, the late nights and things like that.
A lot of like tired, disheveled Homer.
Yeah, just the long.
With the tie and the fedora.
Yeah, the long hours. There's a good scene where I think he's in the living room with Maggie, And like Marge said, I'd have a serious talk, and he's like, "You're the only one that understands me." And Maggie's greased off milk, and she fucking crashes her little kid toy car to the fucking wall and puts that fucking Raggedy Ann doll behind the wheel before she leaves. It's so ridiculous.
God damn it! That's
Again,
funny.
leading into the theme we've had lately of way more Maggie into these episodes.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, and Marge knows that there's trouble, so she meets up with Robert Marlowe to discuss Homer, and there's a good, like, he just keeps seducing her, even though what we're in your bathroom. There's a good visual gags.
It keeps like going in real tight on her face, and then when it pans out, like, well, how do we get in the shower?
Yeah. And then I think they decide then, it's like, hey, you know what you need? Like, I did what Homer did, and I regret it. He needs to put family first. You guys are going on vacation. Like, that's a good idea. And that's when Mrs. Van Houten comes in, like, and whatever her first name is, and Marge's like, what, whatever. And she's like, it's not what it looks like. And then fucking goddamn Mr. Milhouse or Mr. Van Houten comes in full gimp leather bondage.
Yeah.
It's like, it's exactly what it looks like.
Oh, man. Good for them.
Yep,
Live it up. I don't know that Kirk is super into it.
Yeah,
but,
he seems little, like...
this feels like this was Luann's idea, but good for them.
So meanwhile, Bart is now loving reading because the reading took to him. He loves Little Women, and he's enjoying the book. He's hiding in, like, I don't know if it's what it's even supposed to, like a culvert almost.
Yeah, like a concrete culvert.
Above ground maybe. And then like the bullies look in and see him in there. What are you reading? They take the book. Little Women. You know, that's another way to say girls, right? And I love how the punishment begins. You're going to read us this book. Well, and when they're bitching after, it's like, he doesn't put enough inflection in the characters' voices. It's like,
I can't tell who's talking, if it's Megan or Abby or whatever.
Is it Nancy or Meg? Yeah.
I've never read that book.
Nope.
It doesn't strike me as one I'd like.
Louisa May Alcott, is that I get the authors mixed up. Is that
Isn't Little Women Jane Austen?
I don't think so.
Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice for sure.
Yeah, Sense and Sensibility, yeah. I could be wrong.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Sense and Sensibility. Okay. I'm going to assume you're right.
So this was an avenue I liked seeing it go down. Bart being forced against his will to read and it's like, you're going to be back here tomorrow, so we need to find out what happened.
Yeah. That's the part of it I like is the bullies pretending that they hate it and this is a punishment for Bart, but secretly they're hanging on every word. I like right before that when we see Bart reading the book to Lisa after learning how to read, she's like, "You did it," and he's like, "Oh, whatever. You taught me how to read one book," and Lisa's like, "No, you can read more books now."
Yeah.
I like that he thinks that you have to learn to read for every book.
So good,
and that skill doesn't transfer at all.
It's not a whole new set of learning for every book you pick up.
God, that's
and just
funny.
to look at his eyes, like, what?
I think that's a really funny joke.
Yeah. And so now Marge has met up with Homer and explained, we got to do this, we got to go on a vacation, you got to spend more time with us. And he's like, you know what, you're right. I'm getting worn down by this job. That's a great idea, Marge. And then fucking seconds later, Burns calls him into his office, tells him, hey, we have some environmental or nuclear, like, I think it's like the government
regulatory
regulators
board or something. Yeah.
And we need to move them. We're going to take them river rafting. I saw this. He picked up like a pamphlet that Marge had left. Like, oh, this looks like fun. You're going to take them river rafting.
Yeah.
And spineless coward that he is, Homer agrees to. So now we get some very good visual gags. It's Homer with the rest of the fam on a nice serene river floating. It's him looking over, and there's another river with Mr. Burns in his 1920s swimwear.
Holy shit! That black and white full body
horizontal
swimsuit
stripes,
with a pink frilly parasol.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
With like probably 4 or 5 like regulators there. So he runs, and not only does he swim across, he has to cross like a land bridge and get over there. And it's just whatever this. Like, hey, why did you rent us? Like, it's like tolerant kitties or something.
Diversity kittens.
Diversity kittens.
Oh my God.
Oh shit. So what? Well, that means he's cut to Bart basically watching Girls Gone Wild. It's like, are you sure you're Martin Scorsese? It's something like Girls Sign Waiver Forms or something like.
Drunk Girls and Signed Waivers is the name of that DVD.
And then he swims across with a DVD in his mouth, like, and swaps him out and brings it back.
It's like Three's Company when he's on two dates.
Good call. That's a very good point. Yep. And then he says, what is it? The random, like, white-haired, white mustache goes, Homer, make me a Long Island iced tea, the most difficult of all American drinks.
Man, I love a Long Island
God,
iced
when
tea.
it's done right. If it's 4 p.m., you ain't got shit to do, and you want to tie a dirty one on.
It's dangerous.
Yep.
I think the first time I ever had one, a buddy of mine, we were in our early 20s and we were out to lunch. He's like, what do you mean you've never had a Long Island iced tea? And I'm pretty sure we each had 5 with lunch.
Oh, really?
Did not get a lot done the rest of the day.
That's okay. The day's over.
It's a dangerous one.
Yep.
That was like a stand up to go use the bathroom and like, whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Brace myself.
When did this happen?
Yeah. And the specials on Long Island are 4 to 6.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're just ruining a whole night. Yeah. I'm gonna throw up on things I don't mean to throw up on.
Well, I guess I'll reset my days since I shit my pants counter.
From 3 to 0. So now with all this jumping back and forth, the river has combined again, and now the two rafts are 8 feet apart. And
Yeah.
Marge sees Homer, and she's furious, and she's like, I can't believe you would do work things like this and this. And then, like, I think he swims over to talk to her, and then like, they're calling his name, so he's like trapped. And all of a sudden, the cliff is coming, because why wouldn't you have a river rafting with no guide on a river with a 50-foot fucking cliff on it? So it's like, he can't decide who he's going to save. It's like, I gave you 3 children. Like, well, that doesn't help your cause,
right?
any, yeah? Like,
yeah, this little bit of him like struggling of who am I going to save is very funny.
He does eventually do the right thing, and he saves Marge and the kids and pushes them to shore. So the other raft is just careening about to go over a cliff, and that's in that Robert Marlowe just bursts onto the scene in a jet ski, grabs Mr. Burns in one fell swoop. Those other 4 or 5 guys drop to their doom. We never see them again. They're probably all dead, smashed against the rocks at the bottom of Springfield Gorge, or whatever the fuck it's called.
That's what I'm going to assume happened.
And Burns is pissed right away, but I think it's something, but you know, while you were here, our profits went up 6%, so you can still have your old job back.
Yeah.
I think that's the rationale that goes in there, and Homer's totally okay. He wants his old job. He's not cut out for this kind of work because the family means most to him. And what is like him, and he goes and messes around with the kids, ends up falling. He ends up getting back in the river, going off the cliff, and not only surviving, finding gold.
Comes up with 2 gold bars.
Yeah. And that's where Marge's like, he's the luckiest person ever, which is kind of the truth. Like, for a fuck up like him, life really, the sun shines on that man a lot.
Yeah.
And I like this episode. I thought it was fun.
I liked it. I have no love for Mad Men, so much of this did nothing for me.
I think a lot for me is just that fucking vodka to kill the deer joke.
That's
Jesus,
a good joke.
But now that I think about it, there's not a lot of fucking Krusty in this at all.
No, you're thinking of the next one. It just starts with Krusty.
That's what it is. You're right. Yep.
A fair amount of Mr. Burns for season 23.
Yep.
It's not enough. It's never enough, and it'll never be enough. But he's in it, so that's good.
There's a very good, brief but funny Mr. Burns appearance coming up here. You know what I'm talking about? Perhaps?
I believe so.
Yep.
If I miss it, you holler.
Yep.
That fucking insane swimsuit he's wearing. What is that?
That might even be pre-19. No, it's probably like 19-teens, 1920s.
It's just black and white horizontal lines, but it's like they're wide. There's only like 5 lines. So it's not like thin like Jailhouse, you know. He doesn't look like he escaped off a chain gang in the 30s, but and topped off with that pink and lacy parasol. God damn it.
Oh, that was good.
I think you should get deep into parasols.
I mean, you know what? It's time.
Yeah, I think so too.
I've hit the parasol point in my life.
I think it would suit you.
Thank you. I've been told that I'm the build for parasols. Just spin a dainty one over my shoulder during courtship.
Maybe get some long elbow length gown gloves to go with it.
Who, me?
A gentleman caller.
At this hour, how forward?
Got the vapors. Episode 8 is the 10% solution. Should I get that?
No.
Okay.
You had a tone in your voice. I was thinking you knew it, but because I was like, I don't even have a guess on this one.
I could look it up, and I'm not gonna.
Yep. Let's leave it to the imagination.
We start off with a new couch gag where Excalibur is stuck in the couch and Homer can't pull it out, but Ned comes in and pulls it out.
It's a pretty lo-fi new couch gag because some of them are getting real.
Some are real elaborate now, but no, pretty simple. I liked it. You know, it was nice to see one after getting 2 episodes in a row with no intro at all. Yeah. This is the episode you were thinking of where Krusty
very
is
Krusty.
In it a lot.
Yep.
Krusty's show is constantly hijacked by Itchy and Scratchy. Like, we get like 3 Itchy and Scratchy cartoons in a row here.
One into the next.
Yep. Like, Krusty's barely on his own show. There's a great joke about him being, because all the Itchy and Scratchy cartoons are based on movies, and him being like, and these movies are so outdated. Like, they were probably topical a year ago when they were written, but it takes so long to animate, which is a joke about The Simpsons. Yeah. I liked that. It was a fun little fourth
that
wall
was a
joke.
Good, you're right. Yep.
Marge and Homer and the kids are going to the Museum of TV and Television, which is closing because Springfield has everything.
Yeah. Volunteer fire department. Remember that.
Some fun jokes of the walking around seeing all the shit. We get a quick King of the Hill joke, which was fun.
Dismantling of it. Yeah,
dismantling them while the music plays, and it's in that hitchy, framey animation. That was a good one. Homer fucking blows out his pants with a gun because we covered 20 seasons ago that Homer shouldn't have a gun.
Bart starts by picking up the gun that was used in Baby Sheriff.
Yeah.
And he actually shoots Homer, which causes Homer to discharge a gun. Yeah.
And in the process, splits open his pants. Yeah. Haven't had a blowout in a while. I'm not complaining that I haven't.
Not fun. It ain't fun. Yep.
Pants blowouts no good. Yeah. I always get them in the crotch. It's never in the ass like on television.
Dress pants, I've blown some asses out. Jeans are always crotch.
I've blown some asses out. That's a funny
your Tinder days
thing.
Back when I was dating.
I've blown asses out. Don't think I haven't. Yeah, for me it's always been the crotch and way up
up by the goodies.
Up under the bag.
Listen, to the point, it's so deep up in there, it ain't embarrassing to have happen in public.
Right, because ain't nobody getting a look up unless I step over someone as they're lying on the ground.
It can happen though, that crotch bloat's so big it rips into the ass too if you don't get it.
It's going to spread
if you don't tend to it.
Yeah, it's dangling a bag out the bottom of your
I had a
pants.
friend of mine's mom fucking sew in new crotch in a pair of work jeans I liked a lot.
Oh, that was nice of her.
Like fucking blowouts on a fucking tractor of semi-tires, getting retreads put on.
Got the stitcher and the glue in there.
I got to get back on the road quick.
Back again, huh? She's wiping her hand on a fucking Orange Go bottle. Like she's working in a tire shop.
Yeah. Heavy miles this summer.
I'm going to need another bucket of Gojo if that boy keeps coming in here. So he picks up a pair of Fatso Flanagan's pants. This is just it was a show that's a Honeymooners
knockoff. Yeah.
And there's a real fun joke where they're like, isn't everything a Honeymooners ripoff? Yeah. And Marge calls him a handful of different names.
King of Queens being the last one.
Fred was one of them because they're
Archie.
also just Archie. Yeah.
Who's Fred?
Flintstone.
Oh yeah. Good call.
Yeah. Fat schlubby guy with hot wife, that's been on television as long as there's been television. Yeah. And as he's picking up the pants, this is where we're introduced to Annie Dubinsky, who was Fatso Flanagan's agent, and this is the delightful Joan Rivers. Yeah. R.I.P.
Yep. Gonna be she get an old end of her career here, I would say, getting close.
Yeah, probably 2011. Yeah. Like Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
She, explains who she is, that she was an agent for him way back when. Meanwhile, we get back to Krusty. He's in a meeting. They want his show to get updated, and they're going to do that by firing him. They're like, all your stuff is so hacky and old, and your references, nobody gets them.
They're not wrong.
Yeah, totally correct. So they fire him literally out of a cannon, which is fun. Because apparently that's in his contract.
Yeah,
that
only way he can get fired.
Fire me from a cannon.
Yeah.
As he's sailing in the distance, he goes, yep, it's all legal here.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus
Well,
Christ.
first he gets fired and lands in another cannon, which shoots him back at the original.
Back into the original cannon.
So stupid.
So dumb. Then he goes and visits his agent looking for new work, and his agent drops him as well. He pulls up, just to show you I'm serious, he pulls up his phone and he's got a list of contacts, and he's like, what, you got my name in your garage door opener? He's like, this is a phone, and deletes Krusty's phone number.
Very good.
And then we're at Krusty Burger, where Krusty is crying in the ball
Weeping
pit.
in the ball, like chest deep in the balls. Like he's in the deep end of the ball pit. He
Just openly fucking weeping. Oh, God. But the kids, they're going to dust Krusty off and get him back out there. They're going to make something of Krusty. Everyone loves a comeback. Look at Robert Downey Jr. And they go to get him new representation. They take him to Annie, who they had met at the museum, and Annie knows who Krusty is and despises him.
When they get there, there's that pliers hanging from a string, and that's how you got to open the door.
Yeah, that's ghetto.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
Definitely had more than one vehicle back on the ranch that had a vice grip on like a choke knob or something to turn.
Or indoor handle on a truck. I've seen that where the handle's gone. It's just a vice grip holding that lever. Yeah.
Oh boy, you work with what you got.
Yeah, good times.
So Annie runs him up and down. You get him out of here. I'm never working with him. We cut back to the 60s to get the story when Krusty was like a beatnik comedy poet of some sort back in the 60s.
Not a clown.
Yeah, not a clown. Got a beret and glasses. We get, if you blink and you miss it, a look at 1960s Hans Moleman with his long, straight, flower power, fucking love child hippie hair. Real good. And she takes him out to a diner and listen, you're great, but we got to broaden your appeal into some physical comedy, and puts the red nose on him, takes the hat off. She made Krusty the Clown.
And he's like, well, how do you do, that kind of comedy? And she just pours a hot cup of coffee on his pants.
Yeah, and he pratfalls all over himself, and everybody in the diner laughs. So that's what led to his early success, and then he dumped her to get with the agent who had just deleted him out of his phone. Yeah. And they had been together also, and he shrugged her off. Did you notice? We see Krusty in a handful of scenes with no shirt on. Does he have a little weird devil tattoo under one nipple?
Because when you see him, he also has 3 nipples.
He also has 3 nipples.
So what is the story with that tattoo?
No idea. Maybe I'm not remembering something. But
we're missing something.
Yeah, I don't get it. But yeah, 3 nipples, and if you notice in all these 60s flashbacks, no pacemaker scar yet. Yeah, I thought that was good. Nice detail. Krusty begs to take him back. He's gonna make his fucking resurgence here, and she agrees to represent him by revamping his show for adults in a nostalgia act, because the kids who grew up with you are gonna eat this shit up. Because people love the shit that they loved when they were kids when they get into their adulthood.
Like what pro wrestling did in the late 90s.
Yeah. Oh, you loved pro wrestling when you were 10, watching it on, AWA. Welcome back.
Now your nuts have dropped. We're going to make it real super sexy.
Yeah. We live through all that shit now, fucking, there's a new He-Man cartoon, that's not new.
So much of that 80s stuff has come back around.
How much shit in the 80s was set in the 50s, fucking.
But tons of the 80s shit was new. There was way more new properties back then.
True. Yeah. It wasn't repackaged, but it took place in the 50s.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
weren't
like
so risk adverse back then.
yeah, yep.
Like you think from like 1975 to 1985, we would have had Star Wars, we would have had Alien, we would have had Terminator, we would have had Indiana Jones, all brand spanking new entities that made $1 bazillion. Why don't they try that again? Huh? Wouldn't it be fun? See if that fucking works. Make something new for fucking once. We're the ones that are wrong though, because I mean, when I point is we, I mean the royal we as in humanity, because we go see the dipshit fucking, Iron Man 18 and shit like that. Which those fucking Marvel movies are good, but god damn it, take a fucking risk, people. Like, God, I just want to watch something that isn't based off something I read when I was 10. So much of everything now. Like,
I love when you get on that specific grumpy old man.
It's
stuff.
a very good. I'm hot and spicy on that
very
topic.
specific. Like, listen, nobody went and saw Mystic Pizza, and you're still butthurt about it. Fucking 20 years later,
Look at these Mystic Pizza action figures.
they're never going to be worth anything. You just want a new The Pelican Brief. I get it. Doctor Strange 2 in theaters now. Hope to see that this week.
Fucking Taco Bell Pelican Brief Baja Blast 32 ounce commemorative glasses.
I hear The Northman's good. That's new. You can go see that. Might I recommend Michael Bay's Ambulance? That's super good.
Yeah, I saw that. And for a Michael Bay movie, I don't think it's getting completely Eiffel Towered by the critics. I'm pretty sure it's got like a 54, and that means it's the crowning achievement of Michael Bay's career.
Mr. Bay makes good films.
Oh boy, we can't go down that road again.
Okay, fine. You asked for something not based on a comic book, so there you go.
That's true. That is true.
And you didn't see it, so you sit in your hypocrisy puddle.
It's a comfy chair.
So Krusty goes out and does his nostalgia act, does all his old shtick, but kind of updates it with a couple of racy bits, like some dancing girls and a joke about his little Krusty. Yeah. And they fucking eat it up. The crowd absolutely loves it. So much so that he gets a meeting because they want to put it on TV, and not just basic ass TV. They want to put it on HBO time, which is premium cable. That's fun. They're gonna. He agrees to do it, but he makes Annie a producer. That's his one caveat. Like, Annie has to be my producer because he's sticking with her, and they're going to the top, baby. And so we get him setting up for the show, getting ready, and she is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
She's a horrible boss to those poor people. The network wants her gone because she's a nightmare person.
She tries to run the squeaky voice teen over with like a golf cart.
Yep. Poor Squeak. We haven't seen him in a while.
He pops up fewer and fewer times.
Yep. So we're ready to do the first episode, and we're talking. We get a good fun bit about Janine Garofalo here that I liked. Like, he's like introducing, and tonight's guest, Janine Garofalo, and Annie storms in like, no, it says in our contract nobody funnier than Krusty can be on the show. And Janine comes out like, listen, I promise not to be funny and just be angry and political. Like, that was a good joke.
And Chris, that's still funnier than me.
Yeah, that was good.
You think, does she still actively tour as a comic?
I have no idea. When's the last movie you'd have seen her in either? She
Anyone
really disappeared.
Like, if someone like her is still acting, I assume they're on like a premium cable show that critics love that I have never seen.
Yeah. Or like whatever you call that, like mid-tier of cable. Like, I could see her on a very successful show on AMC.
Yeah, or AMC.
Or AMC.
Yeah.
Something I've never seen. Or even network. Like, because even network shows get big stars now. So, and there's a million of those I haven't seen. But yeah, she was kind of everywhere for a little bit and then never again. Yep. She's in a movie that everyone but me loves, and that's Mystery Men. I don't like Mystery Men at all.
I thought it was trash, but I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Yeah, neidher have I. Yeah. So maybe I'm wrong.
I know it lost a ton of money and critics hated it, but I can see that it's weird enough that it has like fans.
I know lots of them who really love that movie. Yeah. I'm like, really?
I mean, I literally haven't seen it since it was new.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah. I do remember that William H. Macy, I'm the shoveler. I shovel well.
Yeah.
That's a good line.
William H. Macy's great.
Yeah. It's got a pretty good cast.
Yeah.
Jenny Garofalo, Pee Wee Herman.
Ben Stiller.
Hank Azaria of Simpsons fame.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Way to tie it back in.
You're right. That's a Ben before he was the face on the DVD box, Ben Stiller.
Yeah, before he was a mega star. Yep, never cared for that one. We get a brief look here of Mo. See, this is all unfolding on television, which doesn't make any sense, but it's just live TV apparently. Mo's in the bar watching it, just like, I can't believe I'm paying extra for this. This network's gone downhill since The Wire, and I thought of you right away. And he's like, who am I kidding? I never seen The Wire. I faked my way through so many conversations. Still got to watch it. Still on my list.
A good one.
That's what I keep hearing. So the network kind of pitches like, listen, it's her or you're the show. Either we're going to cancel your show or you can get rid of her. And you get a moment of back and forth with Krusty. What's he going to do? He chooses Annie. He's not going to give her up. Yeah. And they're having this discussion in bed. And then he's like, plus I got a new show out of the deal. And the camera pans back. They're filming the two of them in bed for a new show called Sex Over 60, Mechanics of the Impossible.
So ridiculous.
Jesus Christ. That's funny. And that's the end of that episode.
Fine episode.
It was a fun one. I liked it better than that last one, than the Mad Men one. Yeah. But, yeah, it was good. It was good. Again, when's the last time we got a fucking Krusty one?
Yeah, very heavy Krusty.
And Joan Rivers, awesome. Quick little Janine Garofalo, that's fun. Lots of good, like, HBO premium cable jokes in there.
Not again, kind of a theme, not a lot of huge laughs, but it was fun. It was good enough.
Yeah,
good enough laughs for a fun story.
Totally good enough. I'm going to have trouble remembering any of them specifically, but I remember liking all of the itchy and scratchies that lead off super early. Like, occasionally you get, like, a fun itchy and scratchy where you're like, Jesus, that's a funny one.
Yeah, there's one where the mouse uses the cat as a canoe at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in this, if that was this one or in a different one, but yes. That is in this one because it's making fun of Foxcatcher, I think.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
The wrestling, like the amateur wrestling?
Yeah, that's the vibe I got. I've never seen that movie, so I'm probably totally wrong. That's what I've heard. I've heard Steve Carell's super unhinged in that
very
movie.
Unpleasant. Yeah, just awkward. Not
that
awkward.
Story is bonkers.
Yeah, right? Yeah, like
Channing Tatum, is he the beefcake in that one?
Yeah, does a very good job.
I like Channing Tatum. Yeah, Channing Tatum is super fucking funny in those 21 Jump Street movies.
I think maybe Brock Lesnar has an uncredited role as a background wrestler.
Yeah.
Just one of the big guys, fucking
he was a fucking, like, 2-time national NCAA wrestling champion.
I'm pretty sure he is just floating around in the back of one of those movies. Yeah. Or that movie.
That movie.
One of those, like,
There's
the
not
chain.
a Foxcatcher 2.
Yeah, still catching.
Still foxing.
We're up to episode 9. Spoiler alert, my favorite of the batch.
I like this one a lot.
I did like this one a lot.
I like this one a lot.
Episode 9, Holidays of Future Past. X-Men centric title there.
Yep.
Episode starts with The Simpsons. It's the aftermath of Thanksgiving dinner. They've all went too hard.
Yeah, in the paint.
Yeah. It's Bart unloosens his belt because he's got his dress clothes out, which I love when you get dressed up Bart. And then Lisa lets her necklace go so her neck can expand.
Yep.
Maggie just flips the stick part of her diaper off, and then it flops baby gut. And then Homer is like on the floor. And he's getting up by the turkey carcass.
I don't know. This has probably come up. It had to have. We've done 100 of these. Not a turkey fan. Like, it's fine.
Oh yeah, I mean,
it's perfectly serviceable food. But give me a ham over a turkey any day.
Turkey. I do like the leftovers of turkey for turkey sandwiches, but I get what you're saying.
I'd rather have a ham sandwich than a turkey sandwich.
Oh, so I can't go with you there, but yeah, they're both good. I think either way, I'm winning.
Yeah, I'm not going to push the turkey onto the floor while maintaining eye contact like my cat does.
This is where trash goes. Just keep pushing. Look at me when I do this. Because you apparently are not learning fast enough. That's the garbage can. This is garbage. That's why I'm putting it there.
Yeah, I'll certainly eat it, but and I'll take a beef roast over both of those. So
Yeah. They all have their place. Variety is the spice of life.
yeah, we always ate lutefisk on Thanksgiving, so that beats all three of the others.
I haven't had it, so I can't judge. It smells.
You're fucking right, you can't.
Like poison.
Because who was cooking it didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Yeah. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They bought cheap fish. That's what it is. You get cheap fish with skin on it, and it stinks.
Isn't it the lye that smells? The
No,
chemical?
it's the skin of the fish. You get a good piece of fish with no skin on it, and you bake it. You don't boil it like some animal.
Yeah,
Let's get you into some fucking clear fish one of these days.
I happily would eat lutefisk.
Absolutely.
I ain't screwed.
Let's get you fucked
eat all
up.
your chemical-based fish treats.
Oh, man. I'm going to get you
I'll drink aquarium water right now. I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking sick in the head. I'll do it all. How many pounds of aquarium gravel do I need to eat?
God, what an insane thing to eat.
To get me on the X Factor.
Turkey's fine.
In summation.
It's okay at best.
Marge bursts into the kitchen or the dining room to declare that Thanksgiving is officially over, and now it is Christmas.
Yeah.
It's seconds in after the dinner, and she's like, okay, you know what that means? It's time for the family Christmas portrait for the Christmas cards.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Never once. I mean, I'm sure my mom sent out Christmas cards. I remember seeing that box. I remember we had them all over. Like, my mom would hang them up around, like, the dining room window. All the families that sent us cards.
I have them on my fridge. Like, I get Christmas cards. I get a handful every year, too. Yep. It's May. I don't know what the etiquette is, if I can throw those away yet or not. Yeah. But
I think I might have some from last 2 Christmases ago up still.
So you're not the guy to ask.
We had, probably when I was, like, 12, there was the church set it up. So there was family pictures at the church. That's what it was. And then probably at 22, someone hired someone to take a nice, because all my aunts were back in town. And that's the 2 that we have where it's a professional.
Yeah.
I think my mom, back in those days, like department stores had a photographer.
Oh,
hey,
sure.
This weekend at Sears, this weekend.
Yeah.
There's a picture of me and my brother when I'm legit 5 and he's 1. But that's like that. There weren't a lot of professional.
The JCPenney's here in Fargo does portraits.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Because I kicked it around of wouldn't that be fun comedy headshots.
Yeah.
But I haven't committed to it yet. But yeah, you can go do that shit at Penny's right now.
No, that's still a thing. No shit. There's also a picture of me, whatever that ended up. I was like a framed 8x10 of like 3-year-old Nathan with that mop cut protagonist from E.T. haircut that every kid had in 1984, the Elliot cut. And I remember I had a sweater or sweatshirt with a robot on it that had like rivets where the eyes and nose. I remember thinking that I just fucking like poke him as a kid when like in church, like me bop boop. Like, shut up.
You can't wear your robot shirt in church anymore.
Me bop boop.
God damn it.
Can I have a cookie?
Take you into the cry room and hit you with a brick.
God, the cry room. that was
the cry room.
Yep. I was a good enough kid. But my dad would give me that Vulcan fucking Andre the Giant nerve pinch in your shoulder when we're horsing around too much. Or if you got down on the floor and started playing, you'd feel a hand on your pants and just pull you up and just plop you down. I remember one time, I mean, I was little, but I have a weird memory. I can remember shit pretty good. Getting underneath the pews and like with my cousin, and we were like, I don't know if he brought a truck, some contraband in, and I looked like, oh shit, I don't even know who we're underneath anymore. They aren't even relatives. It's just a woman's legs. Oh shit.
Oh no.
Which one's mom's feet? And just fucking, when I got back, boy, my dad was waiting. He was not impressed with that maneuver. I remember that a couple times as like being in church, watching a 3-year-old just bebop underneath. Hey, Godspeed, brother. I hope you find what you're looking for in that next pew. See him pop up 7 pews ahead, looking around, tears in their face.
If I ever got up to any of that horse shit, it was when I was too young to remember.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
but I bet that I did not get up to any of that horse shit actually, because the Catholic Church they don't have time for that. They'll put you in the Wicker Man and set you on fire.
You wait for a kid because they have a spring celebration that involves burning a naughty boy.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's how they celebrate Easter. Guess what? This year it's the best Friday. We're gonna burn a delinquent youth in the Wicker Man.
This Friday we crucify the naughtiest child.
Cookies and coffee after.
So the Simpsons.
Oh,
Oof,
yeah.
There we go. So they're taking their Christmas photo, and then just all of a sudden it starts fast forwarding. We get a glimpse at one thing. Grandpa disappears pretty fucking quick.
It took me a few of these to figure out what was happening, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
There's a great joke when, like, the whole family. Okay, we gotta do the picture. Grandpa's like passed out in his food.
Yeah.
They pull him out. He has mashed potatoes for a beard. They put a Santa hat on him. He's disoriented. He sees his reflection. Like, Santa Claus. That means I'll never die. And
He's so
just
bummed.
heartbroken that he won't die. Oh, that's a good recurring gag about how bad Grandpa wants to die.
Yeah, that's a good bit.
And they're sitting there. We get the flash forward. We see how the family changes. Boyfriend, sometimes girlfriend, sometimes this, sometimes that. And then it stops when I think Bart's 40. That'd be 30 years into the future.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We get I like a handful of those freeze frames. I wish I'd have stopped on each one and really soaked it up. I like that Lisa goes through a girl phase. Good for her.
And then like 2 girls for a while.
Yep, 2 for a while. Yep.
Really got experimenting right out of college.
Get out of there, Lisa. Go get it.
Yeah. So I was like, my first thoughts, this is one of those look into the future episodes. Batting average, pretty good on these.
Yeah. I immediately thought of you. I was like, good for Nathan because Nathan loves old Bart.
Yep. And this is one of the, I mean, he's still depressing. We've had more depressing versions of Bart's future. Like, first off, he's out of the house.
Yep.
He isn't having to bathe himself in the front yard. Because I clean myself with a rag tied to a stick. And everyone applauds. It's such a good early Simpsons episode. So the basically it's a future Simpsons Christmas episode. I think the first person we see is Bart. He's a deadbeat dad living in a fucking efficiency, I guess, apartment in the what used to be Springfield Elementary.
Yeah, he lives at the school.
Like we get a good gag at the pencil sharpeners, how he grinds his coffee.
That was funny. Yeah. Just a fucking bum.
Yeah, just living the very sad divorced dad bachelor life. I love Skinner is the goddamn landlord. He's
old Skinner.
Very old.
Yeah.
Like,
if you don't pay me soon, you're going to be expelled. You mean evicted?
he just like lets out an old man noise. So he is living a very sad life, and there's some kind of like, I don't know there's a name for it in Star Trek, like a teleporter. There we go. And we find out, I think maybe we see a picture on one of the Christmas cards of him and his wife Jenda.
I didn't pay that close
I think her
attention.
name's Jenda, and it was like a court-ordered Happy Holidays from a court-ordered picture from Bart and Jenda Simpson.
Yep, separated. I think it says on there. Yeah,
and the kids are basically two little mini Barts. I don't even know if we get their names.
I don't think we do.
They get teleported. We hear them bitching about how much it sucks being at Dad's house. And they hear him talk in his head. It's like, I'll just pawn them off on Marge, Like, we heard that. We can read thoughts now. Like, so that's his thing. Like, I got to take care of the kids this holidays. And they're like, this is going to be the worst holidays ever. And that kind of inspires me. Still, he's so fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Just a bum. Like, okay, I'll bring him home.
Just pawn him off on the grandparents. Yep.
They get them out of my hair for a while. And then the other story we get Lisa, who is fucking married to Milhouse.
Such a bummer.
And but the storyline is so good about him being allergic to everything Christmas related.
Holly and tinsel. And
he seems like a good spouse. Like you and Zia.
I think Zia.
You and Zia go to your parents. I'll go to one of the states that doesn't celebrate Christmas anymore. And it's like, I'll go to Michigan where Sharia law isn't intact.
Yeah.
And it's like, I wish they wouldn't make me wear. What is it? The thing they make him wear? A burqa. Good God.
I'll go to Michigan. It's still under Sharia law.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I wish they wouldn't make me wear a burqa.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Milhouse is still Milhouse. And the daughter's supposed to be 15, 16, if I had to guess. Just like a rebellious teen.
Yeah, real rebellious, but also kind of underachieving. Like Lisa even says, like, how did my daughter turn into my brother?
Yeah,
you know?
Mind. She's all about, like, now, is it the Ultranet?
The Ultranet,
where you plug it into your neck.
Yeah.
And you basically, your pupils disappear. You just nod off.
Yeah.
Virtual reality, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the third arc is Maggie is she a solo artist, I think?
I think she's a solo artist, yeah.
And we find out she's pregnant.
And not just a solo, is like a huge deal.
Massive international star.
Massive
like
singer.
playing stadiums.
Yep.
And she's pregnant and like, and she doesn't know who the father is. And then it's the band's like, well, that ain't us. And then she decides she needs to go home for the holidays, go tell the family about that. I mean, we assume that because she still doesn't fucking talk.
Yeah, because it's like, it's bad for the baby if she talks.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah,
that robot doctor says so.
Because eventually that robot doctor, the bandmates who apparently, I think are British, turn him on into a TV. Like, well, let's watch the game.
We want to watch the rugby match or whatever. Yep.
And she just, sorry, you can't teleport when you're pregnant. We need you to fly. One of my favorite gags in this is apparently air travel is now Mad Maxian in level.
It's so good.
There's a guy riding on top of it with a fucking sawed-off shotgun. We get the guy from Road Warrior in the little gyrocopter thing. Like, he's like, hey, can I get? And shoots him in the head.
Yep. All while just maniacally laughing. Yeah. He's got like reins on the plane, like he's steering it. Holy shit.
The glasses out. They have wood where the windshield used to be.
With a big skull painted on the front.
And the people in the plane, it's just such a weird mix.
It's so sad. They look like Russian immigrants packed into a ship in 1902.
And I think the gag is supposed to be like, oh, do you have any dog food? It's like, here we go. And he scoops some out. Can I just have the whole can? Because that's the thing they do with pop.
Yeah.
They just they'll pour it into a glass. Can I just have the whole can?
Right.
Come on. Like, what do you do those last 2 ounces?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so that was a good gag. And what a fucking life. Like, that might have been the hardest I laugh is all the airplane shit was really good.
It was very funny. Yeah.
And so now Bart and Lisa seem to be the ones that make it home first. And that's like one of my favorite scenes in anything we've got in a while, because we've already seen Lisa's Zia is not being any different at Grandma and Grandpa. She's just, whatever, I don't want to be here, plug in, fucking nod off. And Homer takes the boys. Because, fucking Homer meant to be a grandpa.
Yeah, Homer's a good grandpa.
He got good grandpa energy. He's going to take those kids out and fuck around with them. And I might be jumping ahead a little bit. We do get a great scene where he's taking the kids out and they go by Burns' house.
Yeah.
Does he throw a pine cone or he throws something?
A rock, I think.
Is it a rock?
Yeah.
And fucking now 150-year-old Burns can barely speak, release the hounds. And a now receding hairline Smithers comes out and dumps a pile of dog bones out.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So good.
And then we get a glimpse into Moe's too. Like the same barflies are there.
Yeah.
Just older. So ridiculous.
Nothing's changed at all.
The artwork in this episode is phenomenal.
Yeah.
They make Marge and Homer just maybe too old. It's like they'd be in their mid to early 60s.
Yeah.
Like Bart's 40, Like
it didn't dawn on me, but I could see that argument. Yeah. I love that Homer, like one of the things that makes Homer old is that instead of 3 hairs across his top, he has 1.
Yeah.
And it's gray. Yeah. Like I thought that was fun.
I like this because for me, I can barely notice the color change, but it's there. I did appreciate that. And back at the house, I think it's Bart is up there, and Lisa's. She ran into Zia again and struck out, making any kind of connection with her. She's outside, she's bummed, and Bart's like, "Hey, come up here," and like up into the treehouse.
Yeah,
and like the rope automatically pulls up, and one of them has a bottle of wine, and those two get wine drunk. And there was a really nice scene between them talking about parenting and the struggles and this and that, talking about Marge and Homer, this and this. And like their problems and what they thought, oh no, you're good at this, you're good at this. It was a real nice, kind of funny moment at times too. So like, Jesus, it was well written. And then them leaving the tree, and the tree bends over, and the fact that trees are now sentient. It's like, and the tree's like, I wish that pine tree with those sappy lips would have revealed.
Yeah, we kept our sentience hidden for 5,000 years.
insane. Like, what is the like? I mean, I liked it, but Jesus Christ, that's ridiculous.
This struck me as I bet this episode was fun to draw.
Yep. Yeah, they get to go for it with the artwork here. So now it's getting to be closer to the holidays. We get Patty and Selma showing up. This again was nuts. With their robot fucking cyborg. Would that be the right word? Or android?
Robots, yeah.
But, I mean, they have their own thoughts. Like, they're not like just fucking plug and play. Like, and the fucking Patty's the fucking male sex bot leaves with Selma's female sex bot.
Yeah.
Good God.
Even androids leave Patty and Selma.
Yeah. And the one was basically supposed to be that British actor from AI. I can't.
Jude Law,
because he has like the same hairstyle and everything. It's like, and then like we would rather risk our lives out there in the world than be with you two anymore.
Boy, is AI good? I only saw it when it was new, and I remember really not liking it.
I remember thinking it was long. It's a movie I feel like I should revisit as a Ministry appears in it, and then one of my favorite Ministry song of all time is off of AI soundtrack.
Oh,
yep. What About Us? It's a banger.
I don't know enough about Ministry. I remember thinking, boy, this is long and boring, and the payoff isn't worth it.
And visually, parts of it are cool, but like, boy, it gets long.
A Spielberg joint?
Yeah, it was. It was going to be Stanley Kubrick's next movie before he died.
Oh, okay.
And Spielberg promised that he'd finish it if he couldn't do it. And I mean, he didn't even begin to direct. I think it was just all pre-production shit.
Yeah,
it was what Kubrick got to do. Then Spielberg just took the reins.
I like all of that, like Blade Runner, Philip K. Dick, the fucking sentient of androids. Like, I like all of that from the outside, but have delved into almost none of it.
Yeah, I didn't see the Blade Runner till fucking 7 years ago.
I still haven't seen Blade Runner.
I mean, it's good. I don't know if it's lose your mind good, but it's fucking good. I can see why people, and it's a whole world that you can delve into. So I can like. Yeah,
because aren't there like fucking 40 Philip K. Dick novels that are all the same thing?
Yeah, I've never read any of them. I've seen...
Isn't that where Blade Runner comes from, right?
Yeah.
That's a novel of his.
Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Yep.
Isn't that the name of the book?
That's the thing everybody likes. Henry Zebrowski really likes that shit.
Yeah. There's other books based off of shit, but God, it's all slipping away from me now. Mm-hmm. Too many Miller Lights. We're celebrating. It's the 100th episode.
Yeah, especially you.
Yeah, we're getting the Miller Lite diarrheas pretty soon. It's a race against the clock. Will it be your couch or my car that's destroyed?
Fuck it. If it's my couch, this is our last episode.
What a nice bow.
This is the series finale.
You browbeating me as I cry. I'm fucked up. Goddamn right, you're fucked up.
Why'd you guys end the podcast? Because Nathan filled my couch with a syrupy boom boom, and I had to throw him off the balcony.
He's still down there. I hear him wailing. I don't know what he's living off of.
Just cooing.
I goofed.
Set this couch on fire.
Oh boy.
Fucking droopy dog.
Yeah. Just me flopping around down there. Now I've done it. Meanwhile, Maggie is now off of the Mad Max Express. It is in a cab driven by Kearney.
Yeah.
This was a nice touch.
Yeah, this is fun.
And
didn't I go to jail with your brother?
He realizes who Maggie is and realizes she's a big pop star. And then she starts going into labor, and there's just this, it's a real frenetic fun, lots of jokes. It's like, it's a computer doctor. It takes the computer doctor to fix your fucking desktop computer. It's like, okay, I gotta do this the old-fashioned way. Gloves, hospital.
And the gloves
just drive.
Oh my God.
It's so stupid, but I laugh.
So dumb.
And they get him in, and there's no room in the inn. It's like, what? Like, it's all these word pun kind of things.
Yeah. There's no room at the inpatient center.
Yeah. And there's a manger one too coming up.
Yeah.
Because after explaining that she's someone famous, it's like, oh, like you got to let him, oh, we got room in the manger, and then it's a run
I mean,
on.
the mangier wing. Yeah.
So ridiculous. Yeah. But it was fun. Like, I like adult Maggie. That's always a good laugh.
Yeah.
Them finding no reason so she doesn't talk. And then she's in the hospital. I think it's Marge knows and she's going to go visit. And going to bring Lisa's like, nope, I'm going to try, like, breakthrough with Zia, and what she does is she becomes a Snoopy parent that she said she wasn't going to be.
Yeah, because Bart, that was kind of the conversation up in the treehouse. Bart told her, like, listen, Mom was completely hands off with you, and you turned out great. And that's when they have their a very sweet moment up there in that treehouse. Yeah. And so Lisa's like, yeah, I can do that, but Lisa can't. Yep. She can't not meddle.
Yeah, she's a meddler. And so she plugs in too. So now both of them are in the goddamn Matrix, and there's a lot of good gags when she's in there, like the different things. Because it's basically, imagine if you could just climb into the internet, is what it is.
It reminded me, the first thing I thought of was that Dave Chappelle visits the internet sketch on Chappelle's show.
Oh shit, yeah.
Where like Ron Jeremy's in there, just like, you want to watch some pornography? Like, yeah. or you want to watch me have sex? That's the bit. Where, like, the idea of the internet being a physical space.
Yeah. So she's like, she finds Google and it's like using Google still. It's like, you may own 60% of the earth, but by God, you're still a very reliable search engine. And she finds Lisa's room. It's like, Mom, stay out. But she goes in. She's kind of snooping around. Basically just like a bedroom.
I think it's Lisa's bedroom. Yeah.
And there's things on the wall, like people she admires. It's all these famous women. And then Lisa.
Yeah.
And then Zia comes like, Mom, what are you doing here? It's like, oh, that's like I didn't know you respected me. It's like, yeah, I respect you. Like I admire both of my parents. That's what fucking Milhouse bursts in with that burqa. Like, hey, what if you guys like give me like a prayer hug like right now? God damn it, Milhouse. So good. And then like they have like a heart. Oh no, they have like a moment where they reconcile, and like a door opens and there's like a rave, and the kid just shuts it quick before Lisa notices.
That's fun.
So that's kind of sealed up there. And then Bart goes on the hunt for his kids because they're with Homer, and they're down like they go to visit Abe's grave. It's just a stairway into a cryogenic facility. And there he is, frozen like fucking in carbonite. And he unthaws him, and he's just a curmudgeonly son of a bitch, and this and that, and this and that. It's just ripping fucking Homer. The gag is Homer just keeps freezing him.
Yeah.
Every time he unthaws him, it's like, and then finally after like 5 unthongs, that's when he's like, but still, despite all that, you come and visit me, and this and that. And that's when Bart comes down and has a talk with the boys, and like this, like if my dad could turn it around with his dad, I could turn it around with you. They have a nice moment. And I'm trying to think. There's a gag with Grandpa, like about. They ended up refreezing him again, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Freezes him again. Yeah. I like that when they first go down there, the boys are like, why'd you freeze him? Well, he had a disease and they didn't have a cure for it yet, so we froze him. Oh, when are they going to find one? Oh, they did years ago. I just keep him here is essentially the joke. Because it's cheaper than a old folks' home. Yeah.
And we get a good gag. If you look around, there's all sorts of random Simpson residents down in that.
Yeah.
Also, when Lisa first goes into the internet or the ultranet, it's like Facebook. You have all these friend requests.
Yeah.
If you pause, there's so many rando Simpson people now that are now aged.
I'll bet.
The twin girls are now adult girls. Like, and they have friend requested Lisa and shit like that. It's like, that's a nice touch.
We get a real brief taste of old Nelson there in that bit.
Yep. Elderly Lisa teacher lady who's not nearly as big of a character as Edna.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
Lisa's
that's a nice
teacher.
Touch. Yep. And so Bart and the boys, they make up, and they all end up back at the Simpsons house, where now Maggie's there with the baby.
Yeah.
And all is well that ends well.
And they take a Christmas card photo, and
Yep. With a new daughter? Or is it even specified?
Oh, I don't know that it's specified.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, maybe it isn't. I think what the gag is, she has a balloon it's a boy, it's a girl, it's like digital, so it can fit whatever
either
you need.
one. Yeah.
So I loved this episode. There's so many good pause the screen and laugh.
Yeah, this is a really fun episode. Love the look of it. They clearly had fun with the art.
Oh wait, fucking Lenny and Carl switching brain swapping.
They had a brain switch at some point. Yeah. That's super funny.
Weird, yeah.
It's touched on super briefly. The only time you see Ned in the whole episode, when he pops up at the window and is like, oh yeah, ever since a few years ago when Homer accidentally killed Edna, now I'm married to Maud's ghost.
Yeah.
And Maud's just floating there all translucent going like, there's nothing after this, Nettie.
It's like, God's not real.
God's not
Everything
real.
is pain or something like that. Like,
shit.
Insanity.
I loved the idea of, oh yeah, Homer also killed Ned's next wife.
Yeah.
And some fun visuals of robot snake robbing the Quickie Mart, and Apu and all 8 of his kids gunning him down. Yeah.
There's a good scene where he's talking to a cow.
Yeah, he thinks is his brother. He thinks
who's
it's
like
Sanjay.
his business partner. You got to forget that he has the brother that's the business partner. He's like, I'm not Sanjay, you fool. I'm a mongoose who died 600 years ago. Jesus, that scene's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fun.
Ugh.
And
How
then,
many grandkids he has?
Yeah.
It's like fucking 85 grandchildren.
like each of his 8 each
10.
had 8. Yeah, like each octuplet had octuplets. God damn it, that's funny. And fucking Ralphie is the new police chief, and he's been cloned so many times.
Yeah.
We get all those fucking Ralphies. Like the one gets hit by a car, the one shoots himself in the head, and then one's driving a truck who like runs over a Ralphie and goes, "That Ralphie was a dumb Ralphie," and then crashes into a wall. The truck ignites, and then a pile of clone Ralphies come running out of the back of the truck
on fire. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That was very good.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was a fun episode. I think at the end of the day, I like that first one, the writing one, better.
Really? Yeah.
But this is right on its heels. This episode is so good.
Yeah, I'm a mark for these future ones.
Yeah. It's been a long time since we've seen one too.
Yep. Easy 10 seasons, I bet.
Oh yeah, for sure. One last one, episode 10 is Politically Inept with Homer Simpson. We get the family flying to a cousin's wedding. I forget the cousin's name, but I got the feeling it's not somebody we've met before.
A woman's name is all I remember.
Yeah, and it was like, well, she sent us an invitation so our feelings wouldn't be hurt, and now we have to go so her feelings won't be hurt. And Homer's just like, I don't understand adults. Which is true. Yep. Like, fucking don't go to a
dance
thing.
We have to do.
You don't have to. That's the thing. I don't.
Yeah.
Fuck them. So they get on the plane, and then they have to sit on the tarmac for 7 hours, which is a nightmare.
Yeah. Like, I've flown so little. Like, do you have any examples of nightmarish? I've flown there and back. I've done 3 flights round trip. I've never had one fucking snafu.
Really?
Yep.
Nothing like this. 7 hours is a hell of an exaggeration. Yeah. But like, the last time I flew was to Alabama, and I flew out of Fargo and sat on the tarmac for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Which is too fucking long to sit on the tarmac.
And as cell phones have changed the game, though. Like, if I got a phone, I can burn an hour and a half. I wouldn't be thrilled with it, but like, imagine pre-cell phone.
Yeah,
just
reading
sitting
the
there,
in-flight magazine.
Yep, right, and staring at the back of the head in front of you, like regretting that you didn't bring a paperback.
Yeah, that was. I remember it like getting towards the hour and a half mark and being like, I have to fucking piss so bad, but you can't get up, or you're not supposed to, and fucking.
Oh, was that the rule?
The seatbelt light's on.
Really?
You
No
fucking
shit.
stay seated.
I guess because they're going to, whenever they get it fixed, they're just going to fire it right up.
Yep.
And they don't want you fucking popping a squat and have to wait for you to get done going poo-poo. You're in there. They're loudly knocking. Are you done? Are you okay?
I just need a minute.
We're going to check on you, sir. Please don't.
Please don't. We're about to open the door, okay? No.
Do you need help? With what? I don't know.
What would you do?
Yeah, just
don't answer. Don't answer that.
Turn around. We'll clean you up. Then having to go sit down back and coach.
You want to see a real comedy of errors? A fella your size or mine in a fucking airplane toilet.
I've pissed once.
It's a nightmare.
It's basically just jam yourself as deep as you can go before you hit resistance. And hope you have the arm strength to power through and unzip your pants and just spray piss. Because, like,
hope for the best.
Hope you got close enough that the piss can hit the toilet. I think if I remember with me, it wasn't even the width thing. because of the curvature of
the curvature of the fuselage.
Like, I was like, I'm fucking tall enough. I had to start limboing a goddamn air. Yeah, like, and just I'm pissing. I know I'm hitting toilet. It could be tank. It could be base. I hope it's going in the hole. But like,
fuck them.
Yep. Right. You've made this design.
Yep. Flying's a nightmare. Yeah. I hate every minute of it.
I want to think I was on a flight once that had like the more modern porta potties have this design where there's a toilet at the end of it, but if you just turn to your left, there's a little mini piss pot.
Yep.
Yeah, they probably use
piss
urinal
pot
instead of piss pot.
Yep.
And I remember looking at that, I was like, I hope this motherfucker got a raise. This is going to make my life so... I mean, I could piss. I mean, I'm still not a comfortable piss, but I'm standing upright like a grown up.
Oh, this is a fancy one. It's got a piss pot.
Opening the door and hollering, Han, they got these in the gals' room? And she's in the shitter with me looking, oh my God, look at that. Hey, you going to put these in the women's?
They're all men's and women's. I don't think they make gender specific porta potties.
Yeah. Or no, I was thinking the bathroom in the airport.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't think they do that either.
You're right. That's just one for... There are women having to go in there after a guy like me shits. That is...
Or pisses all over the place.
Yeah. Oh, fuck that, too. Like, if you're a normal-sized woman, you can just sit... That bathroom is not that bad for you.
You can sit, have a read.
Yeah, just giant meatloaf people like me just fucking bursting through everything. Like
a fucking cow coming down the chute.
Just hitting walls uncoordinated.
Shit over, turning the fucking faucet on
panicking and slapping that shit, pawing at everything.
Yeah, walk in and back out. Yeah. That's an embarrassing backup.
Oh my God. Just at that point, you're so defeated, you don't even pull your pants up. You just fucking... Just trot out there, my bed. Back in. Don't even shut the door. I'll be done in a while.
Oh, God. Fun. So they're sitting on the tarmac for 7 hours. They're all going fucking crazy, at which point Homer leads a goddamn rebellion.
Yeah, he sure does.
Just fucking goes off about how awful air travel is, and they don't treat people with respect anymore, and, you know, they're making everything worse all for the sake of making a few extra bucks, and just loses it.
The hero we didn't know we needed.
Yeah, rides the drink cart. That's fun. Bart filming it all on his cell phone the whole time and then throws it up on the YouTube.
Is it Fatso Goes Nutso?
Yeah, Fatso Goes Nutso, which is fair enough. I mean, that sounds like something Bart would come up with.
Yeah.
And that goes completely viral, and then Homer's in disguise at the Quickie Mart because he's tired of fucking how famous that video got, like 150 million views. But then he's recognized by Apu at the Quickie Mart because the hot dogs recoiled in fear on their rollers because they recognize Homer.
Yeah, they work against gravity.
God. So Homer takes off his disguise, and everyone loves him because Homer's a fucking truth to power, say what we're all thinking type. It's at this point that I realized where this episode was going. He gets on television, a show called Headbutt.
That was good.
Like a head-to-head talking heads show.
Like a crossfire type thing.
Like a crossfire, super douchey host. And he flips out, goes on a fucking everyman rant about how you fucking elites and I'm the everyman. I appeal to the real American and all of that shit that we know all too well. And the network execs love him and give him his own show. And we get the intro for Gut Check with Homer Simpson. You think this is Glenn Beck?
I was just thinking, who are they kind of dunking on with the crying all the time? Because that's the thing they talk about. Homer, why are you like?
Yeah,
is that something Glenn Beck would get worked up and start crying?
I wasn't sure if that in particular was specific. I was more thinking of this type of character because this isn't Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly just sat at a desk and said horrible things. But like, this is like the presentation and everything.
Has to be Glenn Beck.
It felt like Glenn Beck because it took me a while to remember that Glenn Beck existed or exists. I don't know if he's still alive.
It was a big thing for a hot minute. Yeah,
huge. But it's Glenn Becky. It's Alex Jonesy-ish, fucking Republican lunatic. at one point it's like Homer says the things that you're too afraid to say, and then but not racist things, and there's a big stamp that's like that says not racist things. At one point when he's fucking hollering about how bad America is and no one's a real everyman anymore, he says, get out there and hoard toilet paper and shoot the mailman.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And talk about just being on point with the hoarding of toilet paper.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Simpsons did it, right?
This is almost a decade before COVID.
Yeah, and his things that he cries. He gets so worked up and so passionate that he cries. And he does a segment on his show with this insane gravy segment.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Where he's got a huge steak that looks like the United States, and he cuts off New York and California and throws it away. and then
get rid of our capitals of art and commerce.
Exactly. So long, arts and commerce. And then pours gravy out of a gravy boat all over it, and just like freedom is the gravy, which is like, I think all of this shit is super spot on, of course, because this is what it was and still kind of is. And the gravy boat segment goes, like, people latch onto it, and you get all these fucking idiots putting gravy boats on their head, which... is this supposed to be the Tea Party?
The only thing I could think of.
Yeah, same here. So he has all these followers who eat up everything he says on television, and now he's given them this identifying thing of wearing a gravy boat on their head. And he's so influential that the Republican Party is courting him to help pick their Republican nominee for president.
Get a good look at the iconic Dr. Frankenstein type Republican.
That Republican headquarters. I have written here, entertainer with too much influence over stupid viewers.
Yeah. That's what they're going for nowadays.
This is real. Yeah. This is an extremely real episode of The Simpsons.
5 years later, it become incredibly real.
Oh, boy. Everything's great.
Good times.
Homer, we get a fucking dunk on Chris Christie. Yeah. Big time.
Jesus, yeah.
Holy shit. Because Homer's like, can't Chris Christie run for president? Well, no. And he's at the table just shoveling food into his fat face. And then he starts choking and goes, save me, Obamacare. Like, good Lord. Which, fuck him. Let him take all the shrapnel he can. And that's when we see who Homer's going to endorse for president.
Well, they just chose for him pretty much. Yeah,
they chose for him. And that is Ted Nugent.
Boo.
Boy, Stranglehold's a good song.
Yeah, he figured Stranglehold out pretty good. But.
Yeah, Cat Scratch Fever, you've heard it too many times, but Ted Nugent, one of the first concerts I ever went to.
First, perhaps best.
No, to both of those, but like I saw Ted Nugent open for Alice Cooper in Minot, North Dakota.
Well, that's a show.
Yeah, Alice Cooper did good.
Yeah. Watch that Nugent taste out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, even if Nugent, because, like, you know, I was into classic rock as a teenager, and Nugent wasn't quite the right-wing nut job he became only 5 or so years later, but, like, he didn't do a whole lot for me. Just...
I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah. Just his voice, when the songs that he sang, I was like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Keep playing guitar. You're really good at that, but let someone else sing.
Today, the only song I need is Stranglehold, and I barely need Stranglehold.
Yeah. They nailed Stranglehold. That's a good song.
It's a good song. They kind of make a quick joke here when Ted's at the fucking Simpson house for no reason. But we get a few jokes of him. He's fucking shooting his bow and everything. And
shoots fucking Ned in the forehead.
Yep. Yeah. And Lisa's like, you can't endorse Ted Nugent. He stands for everything I hate. And then Homer's like, well, but the music's good. And then the whole family's like, well, but the music's good. I mean, obviously the music's good.
Marge and Lisa and Maggie's nodding.
Everyone's on board with, the music's good. I thought that was fun. Ted Nugent voicing himself in an episode that dunks on Ted
I thought
Nugent
that
in a lot of
it
bits.
reflected well on him.
Yep, I was like, okay, good for you.
Yeah.
And it took me a second of like, is that him? I think it is, but yeah, that's.
I had to
it's
look
him.
it up. Yeah.
I saw it.
He
in the
dumps that
end
elk
credits.
carcass on the kitchen table, like
Yeah.
right in front of Lisa.
And she goes running off, and Marge is like, "My daughter's a vegetarian." And he goes, "She can chew on an antler. That ain't meat."
Yeah.
Fuck, that's a funny joke. Homer. I love the brief glimpse you see of Ted Nugent sleeping in a deer stand on their chimney.
Yeah,
That's
good.
a fun, quick visual gag. Homer's asleep when he's woken up by the ghost of James Madison, who comes and visits Homer in his sleep.
Homer was very confused by who that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he takes him to see the drafting of the Constitution with the founders, and tells him that he's an embarrassment to the founding fathers and everything they stood for. And then we get it's like the next morning, Homer wakes up from his James Madison nightmare, and Ted Nugent is in the backyard casually shooting neighborhood children out of his bow.
Yeah.
Like just like Wendell's one of them, just fling just off into the distance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun little visual gags of crazy Uncle Ted just being Ted Nugent in the background.
Yeah, there were some good laughs.
And then Homer finds on Lisa's nightstand a like Colonial Times amusement park or something like that. And on the back is an ad for James Madison, who you can hire for nightmares.
Who's ever been looking for a James Madison impersonator?
Right? Very funny.
4 nightmares. Such a good touch.
So Homer is pissed, and Lisa begs him not to endorse Ted Nugent, and he does what these people do, which is double down. Not only am I going to do it, but I'm going to really fucking stick it to you.
Yeah.
He goes on his show the next night and is like all gung-ho, ready to this is who I endorse, Ted Nugent. He's even there in like a red, white, and blue suit, but still has his sunglasses on, his dumb little goatee and cowboy hat. But the tears aren't coming.
Yep.
And he doesn't understand why.
Moment.
Yeah. But then Lisa's there to tell him that like it's because you're not actually passionate about this choice you're making, and you know that you're wrong.
Yeah.
And Homer admits that he's full of crap, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Ted Nugent like sings a fucking song on the way out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this song was and good for Nugent, like for like being a part of this. Like I think he's singing a song to the tune of Cat Scratch Fever is what it is.
Yeah, but it's about him being president or something.
It's eat moose so raw their souls go into my soul is one of the lines, which was like, that's good.
And to get Ted Nugent to do that song, that's funny. Like, you know, like I will admit he played ball on this one. Yep. You think he would today, or have we gone too far with everyone being too bought into their own kayfabe?
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah.
I bet he wouldn't.
Or back then, maybe he had more mainstream reality show dreams, so he wanted to be in the public eye. It's like, okay, I'll do this just to get my name out there.
That could be. Maybe they agreed to run some ads for that Surviving Nugent reality show that he had.
Gross.
That one I really liked. Anytime we saw Homer's crazy Glenn Beck show, because like the camera angles and the zooms and everything, it's like this feels like a fucking Fox News show. They did a good job of making it look like that.
Right away, I didn't know early, like with the whole explosion on the plane where he lost his mind. I thought it was just going to be like a network, like the 70s movie Network, because that's all about like one of like the long time, like the Dan Rather of that era finally snaps and starts speaking his mind instead of just reading the teleprompter.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that.
Yeah, and he's just like, that's just like, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Okay, I know that line.
Yeah, that's what that's from. But then I realized, oh no, this is going to be more Foxy and cable news type rage.
Yeah. It was. I liked that episode. It's not my favorite of the bunch or anything, but I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
This, I think, is a fucking good batch of episodes as a
I
whole.
think it's a fine batch. It's okay.
Really?
Yep. There was not enough laughs for me to elevate it higher, but not one dud. Not one like, oh boy, this was.
That's true.
Yep.
I thought they were all very good.
Yeah.
I guess we've come to the end of episode 100.
We did it.
Should we just wrap it up? You want to call it?
Yeah,
Or do you want to watch 5 more next week?
Yeah, let's. Will this be a good
You think
end?
so?
This
Should we?
just chopping off right
Oh,
now?
I didn't say it's a good end. No. This is...
Would it get people talking? Would we go viral?
No.
God damn it.
What would it be? 2 chubby bearded men end podcast? That
Yep.
happens literally
Ended
every day.
Abruptly. Because I mean, the
I
momentum.
stand by what I said.
I mean, the show. People are talking. The show's got a lot of steam.
Is it?
We just cut it off. It'd be like Newhart. You were just chopping off. Like what happened at the end of Newhart? What happened at the end of America's Barley Basket? That could be us. You know what? I think we will look in the mirror that we share, and we will both decide, goddamn it, let's watch 5 more episodes of The Simpsons next
All
week.
right, let's watch 5 more. Maybe we'll do an abrupt ending someday just so that some year long down the road we can be on VH1's Behind the Podcast.
Oh, yeah. That's right. God, Jesus, I don't know. No, that's a better world. I think we can only hope we have a future that involves basic cable being relevant again.
Just real somber interviews talking about all the salacious behind the scenes things.
That's when their podcast dream turned into a podcast nightmare.
Boom. And the photo goes photo negative.
It's just a porta potty tipping in a field.
Oh, the piss pot.
Guys. And then just the behind the music graphic coming on the screen. Seriously. It tipped forward. The door's underneath.
Oh, it's so gross.
Having a rock porta potty onto its side. That is nowhere you need to be.
No,
Oh,
that ain't good.
it's certainly not. Oh.
Ugh. But I guess we'll do 5 more next week. We will do episodes 11 through 15.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm reinvigorated now.
This is it. Another 100.
I'm gonna look up and see if I can read the comic book that the network is based on. I should watch that.
There we go. Yeah.
I should read that.
I'm going to throw this mic through the wall.
Worth it.
That little bit of sheetrock patch, it's so worth it.
You can find us on the internet at Barley Basket USA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. BarleyBasketUSA@gmail.com is the email address. Tell your friends about this show. You can even pitch them. Listen, you want to sink your teeth into something? There's 100 episodes of this one.
What a nice number.
Yeah. We could be in syndication.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Why aren't they putting us, like, we should be airing after your local news on your CBS affiliate.
At the very least, like a 3-hour block of America's Barley Basket on TBS at 3 p.m.
Yeah, right. We should be airing, or I won't even go 3 p.m. I'll say 2 to 5 a.m.
Okay.
What are they filling that air with?
Oh, I like how I thought to myself, a 3-hour block. Oh, you mean an episode?
Yeah, right.
Of this podcast? God damn.
Give you so much.
The early ones are a little shorter, I guess.
Well, we seduce them at those.
Yeah.
It's like getting into butt plugs. You can't just bash in the fucking old crippler.
Oh,
you gotta start with the little cutie pie ones.
Yeah, you
build that butt tolerance.
Yeah, you start with a thimble. You don't dive straight into the doorknob.
Jesus, I bet there's one called the doorknob. And you know what it is? Doorknob.
It's a doorknob. Yeah.
There's nothing. It's no joke. It's no double entendre.
This is from Max Hardware. What is?
Well, you know.
All right.
When you gotta go, you gotta go.
It comes with the screws. For what?
You want to reuse it?
It locks? What do you mean it locks?
Once the love is gone, there's a practical use for it.
Boy, reusing a butt plug doorknob.
Opening the door to your apartment, some strange man. What do you think about that doorknob? It was inside of me for most of 1989. Pardon me.
That'd be a real Gucci like MTV Cribs thing. Some millionaire basketball player has butt plug doorknobs.
Butt plug doorknob could be a fucking indie band.
Oh, absolutely. Opening for Tame Impala.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's a car seat headrest, doorknob, butt plug. They fucking go together.
Yeah, you just put 2 things together and you have any band name.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Thank you for being here for 100 episodes. We'll do it again next week.
Bye, everybody.